Radio Row in New Orleans, Louisiana. Super Bowl week, baby. Eagles and Chiefs rematch. Some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment will be right here. Put your seatbelts on and get ready for the ride. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go. We're live from Radio Row in New Orleans. First of many shows, first of many live streams, first of many guests that will appear throughout the week here on the channel. Flew in this morning. We got a great setup here. More space than any Radio Row I have been at. We have two tables combined here. We got the backdrop, and I'll give everyone a feel throughout the week on what we're working with. But right off the bat, this was not planned. This was very impromptu. I have a very special guest to kick off Radio Row Week. You know who this guy is. Ladies and gentlemen, Richie is here from Jets Media. Hello, Richie. Welcome to your first ever Radio Row.
Jake, this is awesome. First of all, thanks for having me. Shout out to everybody that is in the chat right now. Hit the like button for my boy Jake. The Radio Row is surreal, dude. Being here is a dream come true, to be honest with you.
You having a good time so far?
Great time. Absolute great time. We're about to go to the Super Bowl media party tomorrow night. We're going to do a lot of fun things this week, and it's great to see you here because I see you on Radio Row every year, and I'm like, now I'm here with you, brother. It feels great.
I love it, man. This is my sixth Radio Row, and
Sixth?
I love it every year. It's great. This is the second time I've done it with just the YouTube outlet. I'm taping some stuff for Mad Dog on Sirius as well, but it's just going to be talking Jets all week and mixed in with interviews. It's a blast. And I had to bite the bullet, people. Hopefully the picture quality is clear because I spent $1,100 on hardline internet. So you could all hear us and see us clearly this
Yeah, and shout out to Jake because he came here like at 1 o'clock. So TD and I were here early. We're like, hey, Jake, can we use your table? And we tried to go live at Roundtable Sports, and the Wi-Fi was awful. So you literally have to do the hardwire in order to get a live show off here in Radio Row.
Were you impressed that I was nice to TD? Were you surprised?
Yeah, I was shocked. You know, I feel like you and TD have low-key beef, and even though you've never really met before. So I'm excited to see how you guys are able to battle it out in person.
Well, let's find out right now, ladies and gentlemen. Another surprise guest is here from Roundtable Sports and all the Dolphins talk on the internet. Mr. TD Finstalk. Hello, sir.
Let's go Dolphins, baby.
Of course.
Oh,
now,
man.
What is it like to be a Dolphin fan? Because you guys act like you're Patriots fans. You've won all the Super Bowls. Or Bills fans. You've dominated the division. But the playoff drought goes back to 2000 as far as winning a playoff game. So I always debate what's more painful, the Jets, who haven't been to the playoffs since 2010, or the Dolphins, who haven't won a playoff game since Bill Clinton was in office.
You know what, Jake, man? I'll say this to you, man. You know, you said that with a straight face. You said it confidently. Man, you threw me off guard there, man. You threw me off guard. But listen, I feel good about being a Dolphin. You know, about 3 weeks ago, Roger Goodell, gave me a phone call. Say, hey, man, we're going to have the Dolphins in the Super Bowl next year, so we want you to go to Radio Row and get a good feel of what it feels like to cover the team that we know is going to the Super Bowl. And you know what, man, I wasn't supposed to give you the script that early. But, yeah, man, we'll be in there next year. We're going to stay healthy. We're not going to have any injuries. But the truth is, you know we're a better team than the Jets, though.
What happened in the last game of the season? The Jets were playing for absolutely nothing, and you guys went out there and you allowed Aaron Rodgers to throw 4 touchdowns.
Well, we knew Denver was going to win, so we didn't have nothing to play for. And, you know, the team got together and they pretty much said, hey, man, let's give the Jets some hope with Rodgers so that they can go with them again and live in that delusion for one more year.
I see. All right, I got 2 clips for you here. I wasn't ready to have you on, but I'm prepared. So I have 2 clips for you. I want your thoughts on this. Here we go. Clip number 1, Miami fan in hell.
Dolphin fans, oh, you tripping. Breece Hall, right now, the best running and catching back outside of Christian McCaffrey in the league. The depth of the Jets O-line might be better than our whole O-line unit. Like, real talk. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I think we're going to sweep Buffalo this year. Maybe, and I sure hope so. But don't sweep Buffalo and replace it with getting swept by the Jets.
You were saying some nice things about the Jets not that long ago.
Listen, man, it's 2025. AI is, like, impressive. Like, just to get me – I don't know how – it looks just like me, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure you actually said that on your show.
Nah, Jake, you spend a lot of money on AI, man. You spend $1,100 for internet. That's fake. That's fake news, ladies and gentlemen, what you just saw.
How about this, though? I got another clip for you, TD. Enjoy this one.
There is a fact that they're deeper than us on the O-line. deeper than us at linebacker. It is a fact that they're deeper than us on the D-line. Better cornerback unit overall. Well, let's stop lying to ourselves. The Jets have a better roster than the Miami Dolphins. That's actually a fact, man. I don't have to sit here and be a homer and just tell you, oh, we're better. They got a better roster by far.
I mean, you call it how it is. The Jets have a better roster than the Miami Dolphins. These are your words.
You set me up.
Hey, look, you said it.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest.
You had some
with
good
you.
insight.
The Jets do have a better roster, though. I personally think it wasn't coached well this year. And I think that the addition of Aaron Glenn, in all seriousness, is going to elevate the Jets to a whole new level. I just hope that my team can honestly keep up.
What's the plan at quarterback for you guys? How do you? Because what I like about your content, TD, you call it how it is as far as Tua. You're not what do you guys call the Tua sycophants? The Tua-non?
Tua-neers.
Tua-neers?
Yeah,
we had Zach Wilson truther, so I could relate from that standpoint. But you call it how it is with Tua. What's the plan at quarterback?
This is everybody's last year. We'll be going through what y'all went through this year, next year. I truly believe well, let me back up there. I think we're going to actually have one of the best rosters we ever had because our general manager is on the hot seat. He's going to spend everything. He's going to screw up our future capital, and it's not going to work. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not going to work. As long as you have a quarterback like Tua behind center, I don't think that long-term is going to really work out to be what you need it to be. So Dolphin fans just need to be patient. Let next year work out the way that it is. And then let's move forward and rebuild this thing the right way moving forward.
I
just don't want the Jets
you have no
to
confidence. You have no confidence.
No, man. I'm tired. I'm tired, man. I'm tired of just having hope.
I feel that.
At some point, you just lose that delusion, and that blind hope is like I'm done with it. But y'all, you and Richie, y'all good at it. Y'all still got blind hope.
Blind hope. I mean, 14 years without the playoffs, so you hope for the best, you expect the worst.
Yeah, but the
you
Jets,
guys, the Dolphin fan, maybe not as much you because you're keeping it real right now. But that's what I just laugh about the Dolphin fan. They act like they're the Patriots and all the championships. It's like, yes, we know the Jets stuff, but we're very real about that. The Dolphin fan, you have not won a playoff game since Bill Clinton was in office. Yet you talk so much trash to the Jets, and we have equally been terrible franchises.
This is true. But I think about 3 years ago, I kind of stopped the delusion. I ride for my team. I'm going to defend my team the best I can. But when I get in my true speak, I don't do the delusion. I hate the delusion now. It hurts my jaws to put on fake smiles. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of it. I want to win for real.
Yeah.
I want to, look at the Eagles, Chiefs. Think about what their fan bases are going through right now. Why can't I feel that once in my life?
I've asked that many times.
But the only thing that keeps me positive is the fact that I will never have to be as down as the Jets fans because y'all will never be better than us. Never.
Ladies and gentlemen, TD Finstock. I know you guys are running to Super Bowl open tonight.
Yeah.
This was nice. A pleasure to have you on the show, finally, TD.
It's great to be on the show, man. Have me anytime, man. And as long as they can take you, they'd be mad at me.
I love it. Also, the entire Roundtable Sports crew is here. Dan Mitchell's here. We don't need to talk about the Bills. We know they're good. At least they lost.
No, they're not.
Dan, have you recovered from losing to the Chiefs again? No? No? He has not. No. Okay. Richie, wave high. The Jet family loves you. Keep killing it.
We love you guys. Radio Row all week long. Shout out to Jake Asman. You're killing it, brother.
Love it.
Like button for my boy.
Roundtable Sports, they're here all week. Make sure you guys subscribe to their channel. They all have content from Radio Row. Enjoy opening night.
I'll see you, brother. Appreciate you. Hit that like button for my boy, Jake. And shout out to Aaron Glenn. He's taking us to the promised land, baby.
AGHC. We are live, if you haven't noticed by now, from Radio Row in New Orleans. Just give everyone a little feel of what we got here. Ladies and gentlemen, Cole Thompson's going to join us this week. He's here. He's helping me out. He's doing his own content as well. Give you guys a little feel from the convention center here. You have every outlet, basically ever, even fake outlets that don't belong here. They somehow got in as well. It's truly incredible. Behind me, you have the Toyota little set here. It's like Yahoo as well. Hold on, Cole can maybe give us a better feel here. He'll show it off. So give you guys a little feel inside the Ernest something convention center. I don't know, but we're going to be here doing the show throughout the week. It will be a mix. Slow it down. A little blurry. Slow. Let it focus. Boom. There you go. Now give us a little twirl. We're going to be doing shows from here every day. We'll have live shows, and we will also be having interview shows. So there'll be some impromptu interviews that will just be popping up on the channel, in addition to what this is right now, which is our normal live show. Move it over, like right over there. Yep. That way, when someone else sits down, we're all set. So, a little surprise. Wasn't expecting Richie, TD, and the roundtable guys to be here when we started the show. But we got an awesome guest list. I'm still adding to it. I didn't want to do as many guests as we did last year because it takes away from the Jet content. But I'm excited to share who I have on tomorrow. I'll tease one of the guests. A guy who interviewed for the Jets GM job. Thomas Dimitroff will join me tomorrow at 2 p.m. So I will record that interview and then probably get that up on the channel as quickly as possible. So that's just one of the guests. I'll give you guys another name as well. Brian Baldinger. All right, I don't want to spoil everyone because we're still adding some names, but we got two names that are very Jet relevant so far, plus some other fun ones that I think you guys are going to enjoy. But I think Dimitroff is going to be really cool because we'll ask him, hey, you were the first guy to interview. What happened? What did they ask you? What did Tannenbaum say? What was Woody like? What was Chris like? Did they ask you about Aaron Rodgers? What would you do? And I'll ask him what he would do if he was the Jets GM because he almost was. So we'll get into that with him tomorrow and plenty of other guests along the way. But right now, let's do a normal show, shall we? Hit the like button if you're tuning in. There are 430 of you in here live right now. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Turn on notifications. Also, I want to tease this. Follow me on Instagram all week. I'm posting behind-the-scenes content from our trip down here in New Orleans at Radio Row. You can follow me at Jake Asman. While you're there, follow at Jake Asman Show, and you'll get the latest and greatest from me behind the scenes. I did an Ithaca College interview today. I was on Ithaca College Radio. That was my first interview I did today, which was a lot of fun. So I'm here at Radio Row, but there is some Jets news to discuss. Before we get into that, reminder, raffle giveaways are continuing throughout the week. We added over the weekend another prize. You have a chance now to win an Aaron Glenn jersey of your choice. That in addition to the grand prize of all prizes, the Joe Namath autographed helmet, the Joe Klecko autographed helmet, the Mark Gastineau autographed helmet, and the Aaron Glenn signed photo. I will send each of those items to you if you win. I'm planning on doing the raffle on Friday for our final Football Friday of the season. I've talked enough. Now, let's get to some Jets talk. Adam Schefter was on the Pat McAfee Show earlier today. This was Schefter giving us an update on Aaron Rodgers.
What are we doing about quarterback? Is Rodgers coming back? What's happening?
I think that Aaron Glenn and Aaron Rodgers have to sit down, and number one, Aaron Rodgers first and foremost has to decide whether or not he wants to play, whether or not he wants to play in New York, whether or not he's committed to going through all this again. And if and when that's the case, then Aaron Glenn's going to have Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji have a decision to make about what they want to do with their franchise. From a talent standpoint, there's probably not a better option out there than Aaron Rodgers. I mean, the guy still has it, and he still can play. The question is, what do they want to do as they're rebuilding their organization? Is that a long-term play? Do they feel like there is a better fit for the organization to grow with? And those are questions I think that both sides have to answer with the input from one another as they sit down and talk about this issue moving forward.
So, look, Schefter's not saying anything that we don't know. Aaron Glenn and Aaron Rodgers still have to sit down and they have to talk to one another. That clearly has not happened. I know that, Glenn said that they texted or what have you from the press conference, but, the bottom line is this feels like a conversation that you would have in person with someone. Because I think at the end of the day, if you're the Jets, you're evaluating your options at quarterback, whether it's Aaron Rodgers as your guy versus, hey, what are the alternatives if we don't bring him back? And I think it's really easy to say move on from him, but what's the plan if you do move on from him? Because I can tell you this, I think a lot of coaches want to win, and they're going to look at who their best option is, and a lot of them are going to feel like it's still Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. I also can tell you this. I heard Herm Edwards over the weekend do a radio spot with Dan Grassa. Actually, no, it wasn't with Dan Grassa. It was John Jastrzemski on his podcast. Excellent interview. And Herm basically said if he was the Jet coach, you know what he would do? He'd bring Aaron Rodgers back to play quarterback. So I think this idea that, the Jets are going to want to start all over, Aaron Glenn's going to want to move on from Rodgers, I don't necessarily buy that. I don't. Now, if Rodgers is not committed to playing, if Aaron Rodgers is not committed to, learning a new system, then I think it's a different conversation. But assuming he is, which we have no reason to think he wouldn't be, I wouldn't be surprised if he is back on a different contract with Devontae and he's the quarterback. I really feel that way. Because I just think This is not the year to move on from Rodgers when you're picking 7th in a draft that does not feature an obvious quarterback, option that's available to you. And you can't tell me on any of the free agent quarterbacks. Sam Darnold is not an option for the Jets. And even if he is, do you really want him? That's the move? Bring back Sam to a place where he really struggled? I don't think so. So, I just think when it really comes down to, does Rodgers want to play? And is he willing to buy into a new regime? And the answer might be he's not. And then you move on. But you got to explore that option. Now, I did think this was interesting as well. On the McAfee Show, Pat said that he has not spoken with Aaron Rodgers since the season ended. Also, it's worth noting, Michael Cole's a huge Jet fan. He was guest hosting with McAfee today for all you wrestling fans out there. But here's McAfee talking about Rodgers. And Michael Cole at the end making a point that I think any real Jet fan could obviously see when it comes to this roster.
Okay, Schefter, you'll be on top of it. We will try to as well. Have not talked to Aaron, trying to give him his space like we always do after the season. Well, I mean, the way he finished that season, there's no way he's walking away.
No.
He played well.
No chance.
There's no way he's just, you know what? Yeah, I'm done. Especially with how the season went and all the shit that was talked. Just doesn't feel like an Aaron Rodgers move to walk away now. But once again, who knows?
No chance. Finish the season healthy, play well. Obviously, team success wasn't there. You would think he would want to go out on better terms than that for sure.
And also for him, I mean, the timing with the quarterback situation,
Kind of perfect.
both coming out of the draft
Yes.
and in the free agent world, to your point, and to his point, there really isn't, like, he's already there. He knows the building. You get a young guy in there, can maybe learn under. It's like, feels like the stars are aligning for this to happen.
And let's not forget, the Jets still have a ton of talent. I mean, they were so poorly coached last year. They have a ton of talent. They do.
True.
They do. They do have a ton of talent. No one wants to hear it, but I promise you they do. Michael Cole is right. They do have talent. By the way, what's the best way this camera looks for a solo shot? I don't even know. We're working with this on the fly here. Does it look better this way? Probably not. Probably looks better the way I had it, but I'm just OCD and messing around. Ladies and gentlemen, Cole Thompson going to be – this could be a disaster with that many water cups over here, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I am very dehydrated, folks. Hold on. We're all good. It's been a day. Cole is right, though. This team has talent. And look, in a different scenario, I think if the Jets were picking, let's say the Jets were picking where they were last year, and it was last year's quarterback class, well, then guess what? I think it's easy to say you're drafting a quarterback, you're moving on from Rodgers. I don't think you're moving on from Aaron Rodgers when the alternatives are what the alternatives are. Maybe they move on from him, but I don't think it's nearly as foregone of a conclusion as some on the Jets beat and some have also said. I don't believe that. Schefter's not saying that, and he would know. Wayne writes in, Jake, it's the NFL. Every single team has talent. The thing is, we overrate our talent constantly. What are we overrating about this team talent-wise? Is Quinnen Williams not a former All-Pro? Quincy Williams not a former All-Pro? Sauce not a former All-Pro? Did Will McDonald not have 10 sacks? Is Jermaine Johnson not a Pro Bowler? That's just on defense. Is Michael Carter not one of the better nickels in the league? He wasn't healthy this year. Offensively, is Garrett Wilson overrated? I mean, you're going to tell me Breece Hall is not a really good running back? You're going to tell me that Olufascio didn't look like a franchise left tackle before the injury ended his season? You're going to tell me John Simpson wasn't one of the better free agent signings, or Joe Tippmann is not one of the better young centers in the league, or ABT is a solid guard who's going into a contract year now? Like, are we really overrating the talent? There's players here. And with better coaching, you should be able to go out there and be competitive next year with competent quarterback play. And I think Rodgers is still a competent quarterback at this stage of his career. Maybe he's not what he once was. Okay, fine. But maybe the Jets can have a more balanced offense next year. And that could help them win games and not have to ask Aaron Rodgers to throw 15 times. Or, 35 times. That'd be nice. Just an idea, though. What do I know? What do I know? I'm just a Jet fan who only sees losing football, but, Anyway, comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. I put the Gusbuster hotline link in the chat. Shout out to Dano, who's given us a thumbs up. He's been an Asmaniac for 15 months. Michael Duramo checks in. So does AR come to AG or AG goes to AR? I think it's an AG goes to AR thing, right? The coach has got to talk to the player because that's what Glenn said they were going to do. Purple Belt Mike with a super chat. By the way, I'm not sure if memberships are working again. So all $5 super chats get you raffle entries now. Purple Belt Mike's $20 super chat will get him 5 entries in here. Put me down for 5 more, baby. Favorite part of Noah so far, just to add from yesterday, Jackson Dart at 70 can make every throw. Big, strong, pretty, mobile. He'll bring us a championship. England, we trust. This is the way. Mike, I just don't see it with Jackson Dart, dude. I don't. I mean, maybe he could be a good quarterback, but you can't take him 7th overall. That'd be the ultimate reach. It would be. No one's taking him at 7. They're not. Jackson Dart is not going 7. I see Cole Thompson's face to my right. He's a draft guy saying no way. He didn't have that good of a week in Mobile, by the way. I was listening to Connor Rogers on with Joe Caporoso on Badlands, and Connor made a really good point why Jackson Dart is all of a sudden being hyped up. It's because they credential anyone to the Senior Bowl. So anytime anyone does something, it gets magnified by all these people who are there because it's the easy event to get credentialed to. Like, seriously, if you could breathe, you can get a Senior Bowl week credential. And these are the people that are hyping up Jackson Dart, and he was fine. He played okay. He wasn't anything that spectacular, is my understanding from talking to people that were there. You know, like, I don't get it. I don't see it, personally. I'm going to move over here. I feel like it would look better if I go like this. Work with me, people. We're figuring this out on the go. Let's see. I feel like the super chat is like covering my face. More super chats, the better, though. Let's go. Also, for the first time of many, we're playing this from New Orleans.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hell yeah. All right, comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Let's see what you guys are thinking. Robert says keep Morgan Moses. I would bring back Morgan Moses on a 1-year deal without question. Like, without question. PA says Rodgers will clash with Glenn. Rodgers going to end up retiring. I don't know about that. What makes you think he'll clash with Glenn? I think Aaron Rodgers wants to win. I think Aaron Glenn wants to win. Sounds like a partnership to me. By the way, when Aaron Glenn was asked by Samini what his quarterback is, what's an Aaron Glenn quarterback? He said someone that has mental and physical toughness. That's Aaron Rodgers to a T. He said a winner. Mental and physical toughness. Life 4 says, mark it down. Rodgers going on a revenge tour of all revenge tours. I don't even need him to do that. I just need him to play competent football, which I think he's still capable of doing. I think he's capable of doing that. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Gift a membership to see if it's working. I think we might be back up membership-wise, but I'm not sure. I can't do it on my end yet, though. Ryan checks in. This is my winning ticket for the raffle. Have a great time, Jake. And always, what's up to the whole chat. Ryan, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. I'll get you down for one. For this entire week, in honor of the Super Bowl, $5 super chats will count the same as gifting one channel membership. That way we can get more people involved in our raffle for all the prizes. Connor has gifted a membership. Connor, don't spend your allowance money on me. I'm Venmoing you back for this. This kid is 13. William Sprague got a channel membership. I think we might be back, people. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out. If you're tuning in late, we had a surprise guest join us to kick off the show. Richie from Jets Media is here with TD Fins Talk. So it was fun to chop it up with TD and roast the Dolphins on the show. Fiore with a super chat. $10 super chats will be 3 raffle tickets this week. This whole week. We're gonna do it big for our final raffle of the football season coming up. Glenn jersey is prize number 5 in addition to the grand prize of a Namath helmet, Klecko helmet, Gastineau helmet, Glenn signed photo. So 5 big time prizes, and then I'll probably throw in some other stuff too. If Rodgers cuts his salary to $15 million for 25, his dead cap in 26 would be the same as 25 if you cut him. People keep saying his dead cap is 63 and 26. That's only if he doesn't take a cut. He's the best option. And to your point, Fiore, and I saw you get this info today on Twitter from that Jets cap guy. Nice job out of you. I also will think this. You know, Cole, we got to see if we can get like a seat cushion here. I'm like these chairs, like they're leaning back. I don't know. I don't think there are any cushions. I'm just saying. You're not gonna find one. But anyway, I think Rodgers would take less. I do. If he cut his salary, you would spin it like, okay, that money goes to bringing Devontae back. It's an easy sell job. It's an easy sell job. It really is. Super chat from Bang. AR listening to a running back coaching quarterbacks. I doubt it, Jake. AR would listen to Tanner Engstrand and Scott Turner and Aaron Glenn. Bang, look, you know how I feel about you. I think you stink. But even by your even by your standards, Bang, you can't really think that the Aaron Rodgers decision is going to come down to the Jets quarterback coach they hired, do you? There's no way. Even for your standards, Bang, there's just no way. Adirondack Fly Guy has gifted a channel membership. Let's see if this is working. It is. Turd Ferguson 92, everyone. Everyone's looking at me like, why is he yelling Turd Ferguson 92? Love it. Yeah, Turd Ferguson. He just got a channel membership, man. It's highlight of Super Bowl week. Here we go. Incredible. You know what? Let's run a bonus contest here at Radio Row. Whoever has the most insane comment that I have to read out loud that gets reactions from the people in the area here, I'll send you a merch item. Because yelling Turd Ferguson just got quite the chuckle from people here at Radio Row. All right. We got more memberships. Then we'll mix in some calls. We'll check in with Cole as well. He's going to join the Jake Asman football show. We're going to tape from Radio Row here as well. But we're going to have content throughout the week. This is the first of many shows for you guys. And I appreciate all the super chats because I had to pay $1,100 just to get on the Wi-Fi, which was not part of the budget. So we're going to need to work extra hard this week to try and break even on this trip now. Jets Johnny with a $20 super chat. I need those game-worn gourmatis. Good Lord. Now, Cole, I don't know if you're aware of who Charles Gorman is. Have you ever taken a call from him when I've had you on? So Charles Gorman is a great man. He went to his first ever strip club on Friday or Saturday. And he was nice enough, as you'll see on the screen shortly, he was nice enough to model some underwear for us. Jake Asman underwear. I got 100 pairs. And prize number 6 in the Asmaniac raffle this Friday is game-worn gourmatis. Game-worn Charles Gorman underwear. You got to win the raffle. Get the membership. We'll get you in the raffle. Jets Johnny, you're the man. I appreciate you, brother. Let's see. David Perlmutter has gifted 5 channel memberships. Let's go.
You know, thinking is overrated.
But gifting a channel membership is not. Let's see. We have 5 from David here. Jeffrey C. Urena, A Tribe Called Monroe, Loco Jets, Alexis Franco, Latanya T. All receiving a membership. South Philly has gifted a channel membership.
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed, too.
Love that. All right, South Philly. Your channel membership went to Ty Boogie. Tremendous. Hit the like button if you're tuning in. We got 623 of you in here. What is it, 5:42 Eastern? I'm in Central Time now. So, reminder, this is the only show on the day. It's the first show from Super Bowl week. We're going to have a lot of shows every day. I'm going to try and do at least one of these longer form Jet-specific shows in addition to all the interviews that we have on the channel. I don't want to spoil all the guests. I gave 2 away so far. Tomorrow, we're talking with Thomas Dimitrov, who was the guy who interviewed for the Jets GM job before anyone. So we're going to go inside that interview with him and Long Island's own and a guy who works for the Jets in-house media team. And you see him on the NFL Network, Brian Baldinger, also scheduled to join us this week. And I won't say which current Jet player is scheduled to join us, but we have one as well. But that's going to be awesome. Hold on. I was stepping on my mic wire. Wow, holy crap. Jet Life in for 10 channel membership. Here we go. If you hear your name called, you're a channel member. Steve Davis III, Wet Sox Entertainment, Austin, David Dow, Skylar Deal, Merck So Saucy, JD Surf City, Daniel Diaz, Sean, they all got channel memberships. I appreciate it, everyone. Thank you for your support this week. It's awesome. It's gonna be a fun week. I promise you that. We got a lot of big things coming. Give everyone another look inside the convention center for those just tuning in. So this is Radio Row It always takes place at the Super Bowl. You got every outlet basically imaginable here. Cole's here holding it down. We have a prime real estate table here. So you see this bounty set up over here? They're just giving away free wings all day. So I had a lot of wings for lunch here. And then we got the DraftKings set up behind us. Over here, we have Yahoo/Toyota. The Athletic is behind Toyota. I saw Diana Rossini earlier. I really wanted to be like, so, you hate the Jets, huh? But I didn't. I kept it professional. But I will say something at some point. Anyway, we keep twirling it around. No, I got it. I just, we're showing it off here. FanDuel's over there. McAfee's right. I don't know if you guys can see this. McAfee set is, Cole's pouring it out. It's back over that way. So, little inside Radio Row here. One of the bits we're going to do is, I told Cole this. You see this microphone right here for the guests? I said, Cole, I have an extra long cord. You stand right there against the fence, and we'll do funny interviews with celebrities that are just walking by, and we'll get them on the show. So we could technically say, hey, so-and-so was on the program. It'd be great. But these guys right here, I don't know them, but we can stick a mic in their face and be like, hello. Top of the morning.
Welcome.
How we doing? See? It's going to be... It's a great show. We talk about a football team that hasn't been good in 14 years. It's great. And a lot more. Anyway, all right, let's mix in some calls. Who wants to be the first caller from New Orleans this week? Well, I have an idea. His team is in the Super Bowl after all. Ladies and gentlemen, he normally closes. Today, he leads off. We say hello to Chiefs fans.
It's Chiefs fan. Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches. It's Chiefs fan. I'm just going to rub my hands together all day. It's Chiefs fan. There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch. Let's hear it for Chiefs fan. Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill. Let's get this repeat.
Chiefs fan.
Let's get this repeat.
Chiefs fan. What are your thoughts on Patrick Mahomes' giant head over here?
I love it.
You love it? It's good.
I love it.
By the way, for those watching, how is the connection? It better be good for the amount of money I spent for it.
It's way better than most Twitch streamers that I watch, so it's real good. If you're spending $1,100 and it's not good, I think I would throw hands.
Yeah.
That'd be the only time I'd say throw hands for violent reasons. Oh, it's a joke. Jokingly.
Now, what's for dinner, Cheats fan? Give us the breakdown.
Since I've been eating a lot of meats, I ordered myself some those Purdue chicken strips that are already cooked. So I'm just going to make myself a chicken salad with some vinaigrette. Tomorrow, I'm going to make myself some nachos with the Dorito chips. And for the Super Bowl, I got it all planned out.
Hold on 1 second, Cheats fan. I just increased my audio because Gator's saying I need to increase it. Gator, you tell me if this sounds a lot better. Maybe I'm too loud now. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. We're doing the old Bill O'Reilly, Cheats fan.
Yeah.
We'll do it live.
I love that. I love that reference.
1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. How do I sound, Chad? You guys got to work with me here. We're doing this live. Sound good? I bumped it up. Hopefully we're good. And then Brian says audio is okay. All right, we're doing our best to make this work, folks. First show of the day here, but we'll get it right. Anyway, Chiefs fan, what else is new with you?
I was answering the bespoke question. Yeah. So I'm happy.
You're very loud, Chiefs fan. I don't know what's up with that.
Who, me?
Yeah, I don't know why you're loud. I'm gonna boost you down. Maybe I'm not actually soft. Chiefs fan's just very loud.
Yeah, I'm ready. I bought myself a $20 carrot cake, and I'm going to eat that throughout the week to celebrate the Super Bowl. And I had myself a giant ass slice, so I'm up and ready. I want us to repeat. I just want us to repeat so bad. But if we end up losing, at least we won back-to-back Super Bowls. But I'm ready for this week. I know on Super Bowl Sunday, instead of drinking heavily, I'm going to instead go to my friend's place. He makes edibles for his wife all the time, so I'm just gonna walk over there, get instead of getting drunk, I'm just gonna have myself an edible.
Are you sure you want to have an edible while you watch your team in the Super Bowl?
I've done it before back in 2020, so yeah.
Okay.
How's my audio now, Gator? I did the thing where I boosted myself in StreamYard as opposed to my vocab.
Yeah.
Can barely hear me. God.
Yeah. We're doing it live.
This is very frustrating, people. Hold on. Good thing we got Cheats fan on the line. There's no one better to work through a technical issue.
As a person who used to mod and still mods for marbles on Twitch streamers, I understand tech issues. I just don't understand how to fix them.
1, 2,
But I
3, 4,
understand
5. I think
Okay,
I think I'm good.
You're
now.
better now. Yeah, you're better now.
I'm good. All right, everyone's telling me.
Okay, let me just say this. It's the first stream of the week. It's gonna be a little bit scuffed. You know the term scuffed, right?
Yeah, but you know what they say, Cheats fan? They say if it's not broken, don't fix it. I think we
Yeah.
are fixing something that wasn't broken.
Yeah. Even if the first stream's gonna be scuffed. Even if it's your first stream on like streaming on Twitch, it's gonna be scuffed and it's gonna be memorable. So it could be Gator could edit this and make a meme out of it or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's not great, but we're working on it. Frankie V just texted me. You had to pay $1,100 for the Wi-Fi. I did. I absolutely did.
I'm hoping that you make that money back. Hopefully that you could also place some bets and double or triple your money, man. Because
what should I bet on? Should I bet it all on the Chiefs? You know, put $1,100 on the Chiefs.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Barkley is getting 100+ yards, so you could easily put money on Barkley for that. Look, I understand our defense is good, but Barkley is like Eric Dickerson this year. He's running that ball down everyone's throat, even against his own team when they practice. Like I don't like being friends of Philly fans, but they send me so much of Barkley stuff throughout the year, the way he's running, the way he's doing, and I'm glad that they set him that last game because if they didn't, it would have been bad for them. I'm hoping that we repeat, and I hope we shut down Barkley, but I know people need to put money on Barkley and people need to put money on both our quarterbacks. I think it's going to be a shootout again like last time.
Now, Chiefs fan, last year when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, the next day you went over to your neighbor's house and you found him dead. Are you worried that you might run into another dead neighbor?
No. I basically told my friends, if anything bad happens during the Super Bowl, do not contact me. I'm going to be on a strong ass edible. So your SOL. I told my friends making me a very, very strong edible to watch during the game because recently my back's been killing me.
Only the strongest for you.
Yeah. He's putting a lot of THC in that shit. So I'm gonna have the edible at his place so I don't break my landlord's rule, and then I'm just gonna come back to my apartment.
That's tremendous. Well, I'm happy to hear that you have it all figured out.
Yeah, because the landlord's down here. And
now Brian says I should go to the next caller. I mean, he's not digging Cheats fan today. Does it sound like?
Bro, Brian, you could just go.
Got his ass.
Or I'll hit him with the Beast Breaker.
Yeah, you hit him with the
Beast Breaker.
I see. All right, Cheats fan. Well, you call back in throughout the week. All right, it's good to hear from you.
All right, see you.
All right.
It's Chiefs fan.
Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches.
It's Chiefs fan.
I'm just going to rub my hands together all day.
It's Chiefs fan.
There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch.
Let's hear it for Chiefs fan.
Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill.
Now, that's how you do a Chiefs fan call to kick off Radio Row Week. Yeti says, Jake, aren't Richie, Dan, and TD down there? They are. I guess you missed the beginning of the show, Yeti. They came on. I started the show with Richie. He was here. They had limited time. They were going over to NFL opening night. Wait, by the way, is opening night at the Pelicans Arena or it's at the Superdome? Oh, they're doing it in the Dome? I didn't realize that. I have no interest in going to that. It is a bleep show. I'd rather eat some good food and hang out with Cole, who will join us shortly. But first, a super chat from Big Fella. The legend at Rick Kent in the chat, and Super Bowl week. Who has it better than us? I do love this thing where people spend money on super chats to acknowledge other as maniacs, which is tremendous. That's when you know. King and Dreams is here. K&D, I think Aaron should come back. I think he'll be okay. I just don't see the alternative. I'm not trying to tell you Aaron Rodgers is MVP Rodgers, but I think he gives them the best chance to win. And that, to me, is worth it. Matthew says, Jake, have a Super Bowl prediction yet? I'm picking the Chiefs. I've said it on the show. I'm not picking against them. Kansas City, 31. Philadelphia, 28. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Gator says, don't bring Cole anywhere. He looks like a duck after getting into a fight with a mongoose. That's a good take. All right. Let me do a couple more calls here. Reminder, this is the last week to be eligible for the raffle. The prizes are as follows. Signed Joe Willie helmet with display case included. Signed Klecko helmet. Signed Gastineau helmet. Signed Glenn photo. Aaron Glenn jersey of your choice. And Charles Gorman game-worn underwear. It doesn't get any better than this, folks. Memberships seem to be working, so you could gift away and be in the raffle that way. So keep that in mind. We had an issue yesterday, but I think we're good to go. And for this week only, $5 Super Chats count as 1. $10 Super Chats count as 3 in case we have an issue with YouTube's memberships. I want to make sure we get as many people in the raffle as possible because it's our last mega raffle of the football season. Maybe we'll do it on Friday. For Football Friday. Rick Kent with a $10 Super Chat. Thank you, Rick. Big fella is a true legend of Asmania, of New Jersey, of the whole freaking world. Also, I sure hope Cole doesn't fall off his scooter. Well, the good news is there's no scooters here for Cole to fall off of. In Indianapolis, that was a different story, though, for those who remember. Not great. Terrible. Swamp Ranger, Super Chat, cuts the line. Tired of all the Jackson Dart talk. He stinks. Glenn said he wants a winner. If we take a flower, go with Will if we take a flyer, I think you mean. Right? I think. Go with Will Howard. He lit it up in the college football championship game. I'll give you a team to watch for Will Howard. Vegas. They just hired Chip Kelly, who was Will Howard's OC at Ohio State. So keep that in mind. If they took Will Howard, though, I would like that as a developmental pick. The only quarterback that I would love for the Jets to take if he somehow was there is Cam Ward. And I don't think Cam Ward's going to be there at 7, so we can forget that. Now, I'm sure at some point someone will have a report, the Jets are doing their homework about possibly trading up. I don't see them doing that. I don't think Darren Muji is going to put himself on the clock this early in his tenure when he doesn't need to do anything yet at quarterback. He's not under the pressure of like Joe Shane with the Giants to do it. But that's going to be a talking point. I am sure at some point someone's going to leak that. Oh, they're doing their homework on possibly moving up. I don't see it. Big fella says Jackson Dart does not stink. I don't think he stinks. I just don't think he's a top 7 pick in the draft. I don't think he can't take a snap under center. He hasn't done it yet. It's like he needs a real developmental year. And if you take him at 7, you're going to be under the gun to play him. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it at all. I don't want a quarterback in the first round unless it's what the Ravens did when they drafted Lamar and they had Flacco still. They traded back up into the first round. They took him at pick 32. Now, I agree with this take from Rick, though, that you hope Dart gets overhyped right into the top 5 so a real player falls to the Jets. Yes. Honestly, root for quarterbacks to go early because then that pushes potentially a better player to the Jets down at 7. Andrew says, going from Bauer boys to Dart farts. Oh, boy. Is that what we're calling it? Dart farts? I could so see the Jets taking Jackson Dart, and he stinks, and the headline of the New York Post after he throws 3 picks against Buffalo next year, Jackson fart. The pain. Unreal. All right, before we bring on Cole Thompson for the first time in New Orleans, it is time to check in and unleash the beast. Good afternoon, Beast.
Buenas tardes, amigos. How are you?
I'm doing better than your internet connection is, Beast. What's up with that?
I've been all the way. I'm going to be going to the doctor because of a pulled groin.
You pulled your groin?
Yeah, not a good sign. Not good. I'll be okay. Let me just say this. I'm not gonna cry, but I'm just gonna go in there, tell the doctor, just give me the message, give me, and then I'll be okay. Just remember, if I don't get knocked out, I'll still get back up and go boom, boom, and
Hey,
boom.
Beast. Jets Johnny sending you to the hole. It's unfortunately not your day. Now look what you've done. Beast Breaker 666. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to cut your call off and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. Do you understand me? You catch my drift?
Are you seriously on crack? I think somebody
Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
How about you bending over and taking up the booty hole behind the 7-Eleven?
Time to go back to the 7-Eleven for the booty hole. All that. Look, that's tough. That's tough. Beast, the internet wasn't great anyway, so you know what? Jets Johnny might have done you a favor there. We don't want to spoil your calls. You know? Dave M. Heavy Beast Week. Jake needs the money. I need the money after I had to spend $1,100 to get internet connection that works. The Wi-Fi in here is so bad. Like last year we got by without needing it. This year, not so much. So, yeah, I appreciate Jets Johnny there, man. You just paid for part of the Wi-Fi. Jeez. You're the man, Jets Johnny. We'll get you down in the raffle for 10. Beast, don't sweat it, man. Maybe someone will bring you back. But restart your computer so you actually could call in with better connection. If someone does bring you back, which I don't know if they will. But we got to be prepared in case. Morning Woody with a super chat. Jake, I think that you have to put an originally worn Gorman underwear in the Joe Willie helmet and seal it so we could stink out the curse. Could you imagine the level of disrespect of a Joe Namath autograph helmet if I put soiled Gorman undies in there? Could you imagine? Now, Morning Woody, if you win the raffle and you request that, if you won the Namath helmet, I'll see what I could do. Yeti says, Jake, so we could thank Beast for your $1,100 connection. We can. In a way, we can thank Beast for that. And our sponsors who made this possible. More on that later this week. JT says, TD and Richie put on full display earlier how bad the internet is. Yeah, they were telling me, and last year we didn't need it. Vegas, the convention center, had a lot better Wi-Fi, but I don't know. If I'm going to travel all the way down to New Orleans, I want to make sure we give you guys a good product, especially with some of the interviews we have scheduled. All right, we're going to bring on Cole in a few minutes, but we got some heavy hitters on the line. Let's say hello to Big Cho, who's next, as we're live for our first stream from Radio Row in New Orleans. What's up, Big Cho?
Jake, what's happening?
Big Cho, how we doing?
Doing well. You're doing better than me.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying, where it's going to be a fun week down here. This is a little preview of the week here. Give everyone a little feel for what we're working with, and the guests are going to start coming on the show throughout the day tomorrow and the rest of the week.
Man, you got it made being down in New Orleans for the week.
You got any recommendations?
You know what? I've never been to New Orleans. I've always wanted to go, but I've never been, so I can't help you.
Hey, it's all good.
Hey, but you know what? I'm excited because my college basketball team that I coach were on a 2 or 3 game winning streak.
That's good. Let's keep up the good work. Let's keep winning games.
Oh, yeah. We got to bye Wednesday. Usually we play Wednesdays and Saturdays. We got to bye Wednesday. Our next game is Saturday. We've got like 3 or 4 or 5 home games in a row.
That's big, Big Cho. Now, what type of shirt are you wearing there? A lot of people in the chat are looking to see it.
Oh, it's the logo. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
It's Wake Forest. My daughter's a sophomore at Wake Forest.
Love that, Big Cho. Love it.
She's pre-med. She wants to be, you know how like on the each university team, football team has 3 or 4 team doctors. Say like Wake Forest, they got 3 or 4 team doctors for the football team. Well, when her education's done, she wants to be one of them.
Very cool. Well, I wish her all the best. That's awesome.
Appreciate it. Her name's Kylie. Give her a shout out.
Shout out to Kylie.
Appreciate that, man. Bring Rodgers back.
Big Cho, from your lips to God's ears. Good take from Big Cho. Mike wants to know her at. You dog. Gator says, ironic that the guy with the worst internet is helping fund the show's best internet. That's true. Robert C. says, should have used a hotspot. You can't use a hotspot, Robert. Roger Goodell will come here and slap you across the face. It's illegal. They don't let you. They don't let you. And also, honestly, I did use a hotspot. I was testing with Gator earlier, and while it looked a little better, it still wasn't that great. So, yeah, the internet is expensive, but, this is, you guys support the channel. We had a great 2024. We're kicking off 2025 with Radio Row, and I want the best for the content, so it's worth it, even if it is ridiculously overpriced. Anyway, a couple more calls before we bring on Cole. First of many shows here from Radio Row. Once again, I'll keep repeating it because I've been asked a lot. People in Discord messaging me and people DMing me on Twitter or Instagram. I plan to do at least one of these longer form shows per day. The timing is going to vary based on each day's schedule. We have a lot of guests scheduled throughout the day. So there's pockets when I could do an extended show like this. Some days it might be 2 of these. Some it might be 1 or very short. But, obviously I will cancel interviews if there's anything major that breaks with the Jets. And originally, when I booked this trip, and I thought they were going to hire Glenn, I'm like, there's a chance the Lions are in this game, and technically the Jets would be like the Saints right now and not know who their head coach is. Obviously, we think New Orleans is going to hire Kellen Moore from the Eagles after this game on Sunday, but we haven't gotten that far yet. But we know Aaron Glenn's team got eliminated, and then the Jets were in a frenzy to hire him. Snowball in the house. 5 raffle entries with this one. Jake, can we get a loud and proud Jet chant from Radio Row from you and Cole? You and Cole, I want everyone to heart it. I'll tell you what, I will save that for when we have the Jet on the team joining us. All right, we'll get a Jet chant going. But I appreciate it, Snowball. Jomana Ops, with new QB coach, should we trade for Sam Howell? Hold on. There's something we do with a comment like this.
Yo! Hold up! Time out! Time out! Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out.
Stop it, Sam Howell. Tom Ace writes in, imagine what Charles could do with $1,100 at the strip club. Well, I do know he needed $300, and Nick Shine was too cheap and didn't do him any favors. Hey, B. Scott, how you doing? Say hi to the Asmaniacs. Ladies and gentlemen, an absolute Houston legend is here, Brandon Scott, who I thought was going to be my radio partner, and then I got fired, and they didn't tell me. So never mind. But B. Scott, it would have been an honor to work with you.
This is one of the best men in the business, as y'all know, if y'all are already following the program, Jake Asman.
We got 1,500 people watching you right now.
Man,
tell them all about you.
Hey, I fully not. It's all about Jake Asman. I fully now y'all know me, man. Brandon Scott, Sports Radio 610, holding it down in Houston. But Jake Asman, this is the guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Scott. Great man. Yeah. By the way, Cole, I don't think anyone could see him. The camera shot was not great there. We saw like up here, but anyway, that's okay. I got him on there. Yeah, we got him in there. We squeezed him in. Matthew Smith says, bring Cole on already. Stand by. Let's see. Morning Woody with a recommendation. Jack Settlement, everybody. Snapback Sports is here. Jake, go to Gene Lafiti Pirate Bar out there. Oldest pirate bar. Order extra maraschino. How do I? Maraschino? Maraschino. Cherries with your drink. They marinate them in some kind of alcohol. You'll thank me later. Morning, Woody. I appreciate that. Brandon Powers. No Sam Darnold. It's not. They're not bringing back Sam, people. We can stop with that. Let's see. Yep, the Sam Howell suggestion is going a long way. Adirondack Fly Guy. B should sell his Sega Genesis and call for a Wi-Fi upgrade. Do you think the Wi-Fi in the hole is better than in Beast's attic? That's the question I have. Matthew says, Zach Wilson is a free agent. I know you love him. Oh, yeah. What an idea. All right, a couple more calls before we hang out with Cole for a little bit here. Stan from Westport. Hello, Stan.
Hey, Jake. It's great you're down there. This is super entertaining, this segment, because it's like a lot of action.
It's kind of chill. You know, we're not doing anything too serious here. We'll give people a little feel for it's Monday, so like most people aren't here yet that are doing all the interviews. So it's
Yeah.
setup day. So I figured it'd be fun to, we got this lovely lady right here walking by. So
Yeah, I'm sure there are plenty of those. Speaking of lovely ladies, $1,100 in Super Bowl week in a good strip club is going to get you about 90 seconds. You got to drop 5-figure large to get anywhere down there. I'm sure.
Well, Stan, it's a shame because I budgeted $1,100 for that, and I just had to spend that to get internet. So there it goes. We're out of.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, listen. Look. I made my 11-6 prediction first on the Jake Asman podcast, and I know you're real tight with Joe B and all, and I reiterated it to Joe on WFAN on Saturday morning. But my caveat is, because I heard all this craziness about maybe Rodgers isn't back with these new staff, etc. If Rodgers doesn't come back, I don't have a prediction yet. I have to figure that out. There's only 11-6, only if he comes back. And to me, the best course of action that the Jets can do is pick up somebody, probably in the draft, get the most out of Aaron Rodgers. You lost a whole year with the guy. You spent a lot of money on the guy. He can perform next year, and bring in a young kid and let him mentor him, maybe even the following year as some kind of arrangement, but get the most out of him. Why just toss him now? If you do that, you're going to really have an uphill battle, in my opinion. That's what I think. And just one last thing on the places to go. Obviously, the Cafe Du Monde with the beignets you got to try that. It's crazy. And then Commander's Palace is like kind of the flagship place, or Brennan's, but there's a lot of other great places down there now. It's just a question of can you get in, because this is a little tough. But I'm really happy you're there. This is a great week for you.
I appreciate it, Stan. You'll like the content on the channel this week. So turn on notifications for some of the interviews we have. We did a ton of interviews last year, and it was fun. But I want to make sure that we still do what this channel is known for, which is Jet content with some of the interviews. By the way, I'll give away another interview right now to everyone watching. Connor Rodgers is going to join us in person. He's been on the show a bunch. We had Caparoso on Saturday, so we'll get Connor's co-host. We'll get both of them on. We had Joe on. We'll get Joe's co-host on with us this week. Now, live in the hole right now, Beast Breaker is currently eating some, what are you eating, Beast? Ripples? Looks tremendous. Like, the internet is bad in the hole, but, that's what you guys are missing out on because Jets Johnny sent them there. All right? It's a shame. That's what you guys did. All right? That was you. All right? Beast was eating a snack, and I could have interviewed him about it. But Jets Johnny said, no, I'm sending him to the hole. Now, if someone wants to get him out of the hole, you know my thoughts on that. Jets Johnny, no, I'm the bad guy. You're a bad guy, man. All right? Beast is sad eating. He could have been happy eating on the show. Terrible. Not great. All right. Do I want to take this guy's call before we bring Cole on? You know what? Cole, you come on. I'll take his call with you on because he's going to probably ask you nonsense about the draft, as usual. Before we get to Gary, is who I'm referring to. Gator writes in, how much to bring Beast out of the hole with no sound? We've never done this before. This is a good one. How about 5 gifted memberships and it's Beast with no audio? We could just observe Beast, but no audio. And Beast can give us, he can still be entertaining. You guys see his home run swing the other day? It was incredible. Anyway, hold on, Cole. Let's adjust the camera here for a 2-shot, as they say in our business. All right.
What's up?
How we doing?
How we doing?
So you drove from Houston today.
I did.
To get here.
I did. It was fantastic. I had to go over the scary bridge that is filled with gators and water moccasins. And as you know, I'm terrified of gators, including Gator McCluskey that's in the chat.
Yep.
So naturally, I was holding on for dear life and praying to God that it wasn't going to be the end of me.
And then my understanding, you actually pulled over today because you cover the Texans as your day job. So you had to pull over and write a story on Nick Caley, who got hired as the Texans offensive coordinator.
I did. He did not want to go to the Jets because he wants to go to a winning culture and a winning organization. So he decided to go to a team that's going to be eliminated in the divisional round rather than not make the playoffs altogether.
He's excited for his Saturday 3:30 Eastern or 4:30 Eastern wild card game next year.
Signed, sealed, delivered every single year like clockwork.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Will has gifted 5 channel memberships, and for the first time ever, we will bring someone out of the hole, but they're not allowed to actually speak.
Oh, nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, the return from the hole of Beast Breaker 666.
Beast Breaker 666. $50 will send his ass to the hole where there's no gabagool.
Beast, we know your internet is struggling, but how is the hole? Give us a thumbs up. No, we can't hear you. No audio. No audio. It's just you in the hole, but you're free now. Beast?
We can't hear you, Beast.
Beast, give us some.
What's going on, buddy?
Give us some combinations, man. We got Gary on the. Show off to Gary how you're gonna kick his ass.
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! Not you.
Oh Jesus! I just saw a little too much Beast there.
Good God, Beast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes, Beast. Now, what if you met Gary in an alley? Show him what you would do to him.
Look at this. Look at this. Gary is shook. Look at this. This is what shook looks like.
He's horrified, Beast. Do you see what you're doing to Gary over here? Beast, Gary's gonna come and mug you. What are you gonna do? I love it. Beast, you must defend your honor. How do you defend your honor?
Hold on. Beast has a swing like Prime Griffey. Here we go. And the pitch.
Oh, it's a long fly. Foul ball. Oh, he's switching sides, Jake.
There we go. He's a switch hitter.
Does he hit better from the left or the right? Why'd you take?
And the pitch.
Oh,
look at that.
Oh, wow. Oh, that thing is flying.
Big fella goes $20 for sound. Yes, $20 super chat just for you, big fella, and we'll give Beast sound. The problem is his internet is awful, which is why we came up with the solution of not having sound, because we could see him, but the audio is choppy. Switch hitter with power. Beast, tremendous job.
Beast, do you train with Michelangelo and Raphael down the sewers?
Yeah, his swing is actually not bad. It's actually not a bad looking swing. Like, I was expecting it to be the most spasticated, worst thing I'd ever seen. It's not a terrible swing at all. It's like you can tell he's played baseball at some level, right? Like, it's not a bad swing.
Okay, now Gary's sound's acting up. Here we go. Congratulations.
Gary, what's up with the tank top today?
I really want to know what's going on with the tank top, buddy.
It's 85 degrees outside.
Where are you again?
Fort Worth.
God bless.
You have air conditioning in your home?
Well, I do, but not when I walk my dog outside.
Let's see. Beast, what's wrong, man? You good? Tired? Heartburn? See, this is Jets. Johnny sent them to the hole, and we can't hear him. It's unbelievable.
What if something's happening to him, guys? $20. $20 to hear the sound.
See, he's clearly not in good health. Obviously,
he just made a perfect swing, Gary.
The swing was not bad. It really wasn't a bad swing.
He's in great condition. He can still out hit you. So that's the only thing that really matters at this point.
I'll smoke line drives.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't swung a bat in probably 15 years. I'll smoke line drives.
Well, he hits dingers, okay? He's like Big Al.
From the left side. From the right side, he's more of a contact hitter. From the left side, he hits dingers.
He could probably still hit 330 on the right side.
Yeah.
I say 330. We'll take that 10 times out of 10 out in New York.
Is that a dog?
Yeah, there is.
Whose dog is that? Yours, guy?
That's Cannoli. There's a truck outside or something.
Look at what Beast is working with over there, Gary. Come on. Do you see?
Yeah, Beast is he's gonna beat me up apparently. He's gonna.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Beast. Well done, sir.
Good job.
Well done. All right, Gary, what's new?
All right, what do you want?
All right. Jake, couple of food recommendations. All right.
Hold on. I got breaking news. Big fella goes, let's hear him scream gabagool. What's up, Cole? Go Vols. F. Mackay Becton. Jackson Darted Mahomes both ran the air raid. He'd be taught to play under center. Mahomes sat an entire year.
Yeah.
Though. That's the difference. So the Jets, if they did do this hypothetical and took him, would he sit the whole year?
We talking about Jackson Dart?
Yeah, well, I'll ask you more about Dart in a second. But we have important matters to take care of right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to unleash the beast with sound.
You know what time it is? A beast breaker, 666. I'm gonna take my fist and shove it up your ass, and then he gotta go.
What's up, beast? Hopefully your internet is better.
A little bit better. I'm okay. Just a little bit. My chest.
I'm worried about you. What's wrong with your chest? You okay?
A little bit. Well, you got to remember, when I'm getting old, can't do the shit like I used to. Because after what my daughter did to me a while back, saying that I need the bullet put in the back of my head, I feel that my heart just died, and I don't feel happy still. Some part of me is gone. It's vanished.
Beast, you're only as old as you feel, buddy.
Run at me?
You're only as old as you feel, Beast.
Well, I want my daughter to apologize to me on television because you don't insult one of the greatest of all time. I've been Jets since I was 16 years old. And I watched all these guys. But the way I got insulted, having a bullet put in the back of my head, no. That hurt. That hurts me. It hurts.
Beast, I think you got to see like a doctor, buddy. I'm worried about your chest pains you're going through.
Let me just say this. I've been held back on multiple occasions. It's going to take more than an army tank to stop me.
That's right.
Everyone may think I have a little bit of pain, but I'll be okay. Let me just say this. I've been but I'm not going to go down this way.
Beast, do me a favor. Drink some water.
Have a sip of water.
Yeah, let's hydrate together here. Cheers.
Oh.
All right, I definitely need to drink some water.
In Russian, it's Nastoya.
L'chaim?
That's Russian. Here we go. And Chiefs, Eagles. I'm gonna make a prediction. I know I don't want to do it. I'm a New York kind of guy, but I think the Chiefs are gonna win this. It's over. It's done. That's it. Nothing's
like the Chiefs.
All
right. One last request for you. All right. Big fella wants you to scream gabagoo, but I don't know if you don't need to scream it because I don't want you to exert too much. But give us a little gabagoo.
$50 put his ass in the hole with a lot of gabagoo.
Hey.
Yeah.
Breaker 666 $50 will send his ass to the hole where there's no gabagool.
I love it, Beast. All right, drink some water, man. All right. Well, rest up, my man.
Love it.
Appreciate it, big fella. We had to make sure that you got your money's worth for the gabagool as well. All right, cool. let's hang out with Cole now for a little bit. Cole,
hello.
For those new to the show who don't know your background, give people an idea on what you do.
I annoyed the hell out of Jake. I kind of be his lackey, and I'm one of his dearest friends. I actually cover the NFL, and I cover the SEC football. So do a lot of coverage for the NFL draft. You can catch me most days on the Jake Asman Show Friday, on the Jake Asman Football Show. We do a show every week. And during draft season, I'll be on to talk about why the New York Jets should probably actually pass on Jackson Dart, but go after a different quarterback.
I see.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Super chat from Cheats fan here. He says, give these entries to the big fella. Super Bowl week. I'm going to be going now. Peace, Jake. Before I go, Lakers win the West for Addison. 3-peat. You said a lot there, Cheats fan.
I say, which part?
Well, he's rooting for the Lakers because of Addison, who's a Jet Laker fan. And then he's also... so, Cheats fan, your $5 super chat is one raffle entry for the big fella. I will make note of that after the show. Bruno says, will AR really listen to a young new coach in AG? It's been told that AR is hard to work with. I don't know if he's hard to work with. He's just going to challenge you. I mean, that's what it was like with LaFleur. But guess what? Year one of Matt LaFleur, Aaron Rodgers and him worked it out, and they won 13 games. So he's worked with a first-time head coach before. It wouldn't be the first time he's done it. I also think it helps that Aaron Glenn's a former player. Like, if you're Aaron Rodgers, I think you would have a lot of respect for Aaron Glenn. He's gonna call it how it is. He's gonna be honest with you, and if there's a fit, I could see it working for a year.
Why wouldn't you as well? I mean, like, that's the main thing.
They need each other.
They
That's
need
my
each-
big thing. You cover the whole NFL. If Aaron Rodgers is not a Jet, where is he playing quarterback next year?
Tennessee, like Las Vegas, are we really going to go with those options?
I don't
where
think Vegas is going to bring him in.
I don't think they're going to pay the price to bring him in. That's the point, is that where are you actually going? That number one, you're in a better situation than you are in New York. Number two, you're going to get properly compensated. And number three, you're going to be the missing element to a team that, honestly, in a division to where we've seen a team every single year for the last 5 seasons go from worst to first, you could easily make the jump and at least be in the conversation for a playoff bid. I mean, the freaking Denver Broncos with Bo Nix in the pass eccentric check down offense last year made the playoffs at 10-7. You're telling me that with a 4th place schedule, with a brand new head coach, with the new offensive personnel, with some new pieces that you add on in, with a better defensive line, with a defensive minded coach that I have a lot of respect for in the background of scouting, you can't get at least to 10 wins with Aaron Rodgers? Where you have a 2-time MVP quarterback who had limited help at wide receiver for 2 years?
4-time MVP.
2 times in a row, back-to-back. My apologies. Yeah, 4 times total. Congratulations.
I just, I played the cut of Michael Cole talking about Rodgers on McAfee Show today. And Michael Cole's a Jet fan, and he said, he's like, this team has talent on it. And like that's what a lot of people forget. It's like, oh, the Jets suck. It's like, they suck, yes, but they don't suck because of a lack of good players. They sucked because they were an abomination from a coaching standpoint. The owner meddled and blew up the season by firing Saleh 5 games in. That had an impact on the locker room that we couldn't quantify at the time, but it clearly derailed the season. It derailed the defense for sure. Like, these are things that with better coaching, if Aaron Glenn's as good as I know you think he is, you like Aaron Glenn a lot.
I think he was one of the best hires.
Then I think with better coaching, this team should be competing for a playoff spot next year. That's not an unreasonable goal in a conference that features 7 teams that make it and 4 new teams a year on average make the playoffs that did in the previous year.
When you look right now at the AFC, who is guaranteed to make the playoffs next year? Kansas City, Buffalo, at least in some capacity, I would say for right now, and then probably Houston because of it's a weak division. That's it. Everyone else is wide open. Miami could go. New York could go. You could see Indianapolis make a jump. You could see the Jets make a jump. You could easily see, I think, any team in the Chargers do what they did this again for a second season. It's not improbable. And like the thing is that when you look at a team like the Cleveland Browns, they had no quarterback, but they also had a crap offensive line. They had no depth in the running back position. Once they got rid of several players, they decided to suck defensively. The Jets weren't that. The Jets didn't have a culture. They have that now, I think, when you bring in a guy like Aaron Glenn. They have that now when you have a personnel with your brand new GM. You have a reset. But also, it starts and ends with a quarterback. There's not a quarterback that's going to land at pick number 7 that's an immediate upgrade over Aaron Rodgers. You're going to have to draft a quarterback at some point just to compete along with Jordan Travis, who many Jets fans on the show know I was not a big fan of, and I'm still not a big fan of, but I wasn't a big fan of Zach Wilson. Called that one a million times. You're going to have to bring in somebody else. You don't need them to start right away. What are you really going to do? Throw out a 3rd-round pick and say, hey, win 10 games for us the way that we saw Bo Nix do it last year, or the way that we saw Brock Purdy come in and stabilize the roster with 5 games left in the season?
How do you feel about Jackson Dart?
Solid quarterback, not for the Jets.
Is he a 1st-round pick?
No, he's not a 1st-round pick. See, okay, thankfully, Connor Rogers is one of the smart people in this industry that we have a lot of respect for. But he's not wrong. I remember when I went to the Senior Bowl as a senior in college, and that was my very first time, circa 2015. And I remember how very limited of media was there, and how the people that were there actually were accredited members that worked for a major outlet. Nowadays, tytties.com could have a media outlet credential.
Hold on a second. That's a great website.
And tytties.com? Exactly. It is. And they could be asking Jackson Dart, who are his top 5 favorite supermodels, and because if he picks the right one and Adriana Lima being the GOAT, guess what? Now he's QB1 in the NFL draft. And because of somebody on Twitter sees that, they're going to run with it. That's what happens all the time, especially with these media outlets. Half the questions that you get when you're at the Senior Bowl aren't even about the players and what they've learned and how they've grown or developed or what style of offense they fit in or defense they fit in. It's, did you meet with X team? Did you meet with Y team? What's W stand for? Wumbo? And it's like, yeah, okay, cool, we get it. Like, that's what you're going to do? My God. Like, it literally is that all the time. And that's the problem with the Senior Bowl. I love the Senior Bowl. I love Jim Nagy. I love the fact that they still are for my money, the most elite all-star game for college football. But my goodness, stop credentialing every Tom, Dick, and Jane that comes down the street and wants to say that they are a media member. They're really not.
Hit the like button if you're tuning in. We're talking with Cole Thompson, big college football guy, big NFL guy, covers the Texans, covers the SEC for a bunch of different outlets. We have 23 new members that have been added here during this show. That's 23 raffle entries plus all super chats this week are going towards the raffle as well. Only time we're doing it because it's the last football week of the year, man. And we've had issues with memberships going through. So they're up for this show. I just wanted to make sure that we got them through. So once again, $5 super chats, they will count for 1 raffle entry. $10 super chats count for 3. 20 count for 5. Just resetting for those just tuning in. What I have right now in my possession are the Asmaniac rankings for the month of January. The committee came through. They knew I was going to be in New Orleans this week, and they said, Jake, we're going to work hard over the weekend, and we're going to put together the Asmaniac power rankings for the month of January.
I wonder who number 1 is.
Now, this is significant because this is the last month that we're in right now, right? The month of February, until we get to the tournament, which is going to start the first week of March. Asmaniac Madness.
You're going to start it on the first week of March?
Yeah, because each day on the show, we're going to do a different matchup. It's going to take us all through the month of March.
Are you doing 64 or 68?
68 people.
Okay, just making sure.
It's just like the NCAA.
Well, just making sure you're doing it with the right number of people.
Yeah. All right, so what we're going to do right now is announce the rankings for the month of January. All right? Surprise, surprise for those tuning in. I want to thank Boom. I want to thank Tom. I want to thank Rich. I want to thank Nick Shine. I want to thank Gator. They all looked over these rankings, I was told, in advance, and it was sent to me this morning. The committee has spoken, and I want to make sure we share it on the show right now. Before I do that, though, hit the like button and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. We're live from Radio Row, where we're going to be all week long, baby. A giant convention center. Every outlet in the country is here, broadcasting their shows, their content all week long. We're going to have guests on the channel, and I figured we're going to kick off the first show of the week with a little impromptu live stream from our table with Cole, and we'll give you guys the rankings as well before we start to wind things down here. So,
I say we got time. We don't have dinner reservations or anything like that.
Yep. All right. There we go. Now let me get the rankings pulled up, and let's break them down. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
You wait till you see the details of the committee and the descriptions of each person. Breaking down the January Asmaniac Power Rank.
Now, out of curiosity, by the time that we get to the end of the power rankings, are the top 4 going to be the number 1 seeds?
It's not based on just this past month. It's based on the last calendar year.
So we got to go for the last 12 months and how well they performed.
Correct.
Yep, good.
And that's on the committee. The committee was put together of some diehard Asmaniacs who all...
And Gator, unfortunately.
Gator is in there. You see Boomtown's got a wrench next to his name? That's how you know they're on the committee. Shout out to the committee, all right?
I say I love Rich.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it is time to announce the month of January power rankings, the top 10 Asmaniacs. Once again, let me set the scene with a reminder from the committee. These rankings are only based on calls into the show for the month of January. No previous rankings were taken into account. These rankings have no impact on Asmaniac March Madness. Somehow, the committee ended up having a tie for 10th spot in the rankings. So for the second consecutive month, there are 2 Asmaniacs in the 10th spot.
Okay.
In January, this show took 592 total calls. That does not include multiple call-ins during the same show. We had 127 unique callers in the month of January. Beastbreaker 666 led the way with 48 calls. Beastbreaker only missed calling into one single show the entire month outside of his suspension. 16 callers called in double-digit times in January. Yeah, Beast was on with Cheats Fan, and they were rapping, and he said a word you can't say.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh,
he
no.
did the Dave Portnoy.
Oh, no.
Why,
Beast? Now we got to knock you down a little bit.
It's all right. He learned his
I'm just going to say, he's not on 1 seed, in my opinion, right now. He should be.
There were 39 official Asmaniac Rumbles in the month of January. Beastbreaker entered the ring a shocking 24 times. 27 different Asmaniacs entered the ring for an official Asmaniac Rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, with those notes, it is now time to break down the power rankings, the top 10 Asmaniacs in the month of January. We start with the honorable mentions. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable mention number 1 is none other than Purple Belt Mike.
Good job, Mike.
June the GM, an honorable mention. Big Cho, Doug on the Couch, Billy, Chris G, AJ Switek, and Peter Castro, all honorable mentions for the month of January. Now, with that said,
good effort.
It is time to get into the top 10 for the month of January. At number 10, Bobby Midnight.
God dang it.
It was another wild roller coaster of a month for the legend Bobby Midnight. On that fateful day of January 2nd, Bobby decided to take it upon himself and try to slip a $20 bounty in to put new caller Beastbreaker 666 into the hole before he even got onto the show. He then demanded a rumble, to which the full force of Beastbreaker was unleashed upon him and the Asmaniacs. Then, just days later, Bobby went full heel again and had a vicious back and forth with the highly respected Dave Briga. While an apology did come 3 hours later from Bobby, the damage was done. The good news is that Bobby admitted to being angry lately and is now taking up monk meditating to help him calm down. This will be needed as he is in line to hopefully get a job at Burger King. Once he gets the mental part down, he's golden, as he showed the Asmaniacs that his burger flipping skills are in peak form. Bobby may have slipped down the rankings a bit in the last couple months, but he has every tool in the toolbox to get back on top. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 10 ranked Asmaniac for the month of January, Bobby Midnight.
I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed. I thought he was going to be top 5.
Number 10, tied with Bobby Midnight.
Oh, boy.
Mikey Midnight, the brother of Bobby Midnight, made his show debut in January, and the Asmaniacs were left wondering what the hell took him so long. In 4 electric calls, Mikey absolutely blew the chat away with his over-the-top enthusiasm, his dance moves, his love of Beastbreaker, and his incredible fashion sense. When he was questioned about his interesting combination of wearing suspenders over his polo shirt, he stated, quote, "I wear suspenders. I have to keep my pants up so they don't fall down." Clearly, he thinks logically. He has an incredible passion for Aaron Rodgers, and the only thing that can hold him back from ascending next month's rankings is his horrific internet connection. Ladies and gentlemen, tied at number 10 with his brother, Mikey Midnight. Number 9, Kyle Clifton. Quite possibly the most reasonable, level-headed, and rational Asmaniac out there, Kyle had his best month in January. Calling in an astounding 32 times, second to only Beastbreaker, he helped push along great back and forth with Jake and brought up many excellent Jets takes. He got huge marks when some members of the community openly questioned Charles Gorman taking the top spot in December, and he threw his full support behind him. Kyle certainly does love his Matt Nagy, and he now has the distinction of being the only Asmaniac that was threatened by Beastbreaker with a sword. Kyle Clifton did cause some controversy one show when Jake caught him in 4K, spending $50 to send Beastbreaker to the hole under a fake account. Now, can I come clean with something to you, the committee? I did learn who actually that was, and it wasn't Kyle. Kyle did not do that. It was someone else. I won't say who. A highly valued member of the Asmaniac community, Kyle Clifton is a beacon in the storm of insane takes day in, day out. At number 9, Kyle Clifton. Ladies and gentlemen, number 8, the big fella.
Oh.
After being enraged by Beastbreaker's calls at the start of January, the big fella really softens his stance over the month and decided to help the community in the best way he saw fit. Dubbing himself the Warden, big fella worked to reform Beastbreaker and BMAC each time they got sent to the hole. After considerable effort, he has gotten the Beast to adjust his attitude a bit, but BMAC seems to be a bit of a lost cause. The big fella also made Jake Asman show history when he threw 4 members of the community into the hole simultaneously. Charles Gorman, Craig, Sarah, and Nick. A feat no other Asmaniac is likely to accomplish. Number 8, the great Big Phil.
Can I just say he is the biggest snub so far outside the top 5? How dare the big fella not be in the top 5?
Well, wait till you see the other rankings.
Oh, I'm sure I'm not going to appreciate them the same way I appreciate big fella. He's always nice to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we paused the rankings to shout out Julian, who super chatted $10 to say the freaking Jets. Julian, you're in the raffle for 2 with that super chat. Thank you very much. All right, back to the rankings we go. We are now up to number 7. And the number 7 ranked Asmaniac in January is David T. The longtime Jets fan really went for it in the month of January, calling in an impressive 32 times. He's been embraced by the Asmaniac community, and Jake has been able to use him effectively to help bring the temperature down on the show when things start to get out of hand. David also blessed the Asmaniacs with his ultimate pickup line that, his words, worked most of the time. You never kissed anybody until you kissed a trumpet player. In a concerning incident, he called in showing off a fresh new scar above his eye after an accident at home, but he simply brushed it off and chalked it up to just consuming a few too many Fireball wins the night before. Battle scars, being under the weather, depression from a Jet season, nothing can stop this legend from making quality Jets takes. Once again at number 7, David T. The number 6 ranked Asmaniac in the month of January. The Lane Train. Lane Kerner checks in at number 6. It was a quieter month for the Lane Train, but he made his calls count. When asked what his New Year's resolution was, he plainly said that he was going to keep doing good at work and focusing a lot. The man just makes perfect sense, and we should all take notes when the man speaks. A couple football nuggets that he dropped was that he was willing to coach the Jets next year, and he alluded that there may be another Knoble in this year's draft coming up. He re-upped his impressions portfolio by giving epic impressions of Beastbreaker, Jake Asman, and Addison, and he delivered a memorable Moly Moly song to commemorate the hiring of Jets GM Darren Muji. The Lane Train really is a fountain of knowledge, immensely talented, and an incredible football mind. Ladies and gentlemen, checking in at number 6 in the rankings, the Lane Train. We have reached the top 5. Number 5, V-Man. After riding high from his performance in January, caller Hector took V-Man down about 10 notches and completely rattled his cage. When Hector called out issues he had with V-Man's Puerto Rican heritage and beliefs, some considered it a worse bloodbath than the beating Apollo Creed took from Drago in Rocky IV. Many Asmaniacs were pleading with Jake to throw in the towel to save poor V-Man, but ultimately, V-Man did eventually bounce back and recover from his beatdown. In an odd statement, V-Man said that he would take a pine cone over hiring Mike Tomlin, raising a few Asmaniac eyebrows and leading to an intense debate between him and Jake. Coming from a man that drinks rum straight from the bottle at 12:30 in the afternoon, should anything come as shocking anymore from this Asmaniac? Ladies and gentlemen, at number 5, Vincent V-Man.
V-Man really said that?
Yes. Yes, he did.
Why is he even in the top 10 this month?
Take that up with the committee.
I'm going to take that up with the committee.
Take that up with the committee.
I'm taking that up with the committee.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the top 4. At number 4, this will cause controversy, Beastbreaker 666. The self-professed global star built off his first 2 calls in December and took it to such an extreme, he split the Asmaniac community into 2 very polarized groups. Love him or hate him, he had an insane month, calling into the show a record 48 times in January and was involved in 24 official Asmaniac Rumbles. Outside of his suspension from the show for inappropriate language, he only missed calling into a single show once for the entire month. Beastbreaker had every opportunity to take the number 1 spot for January, but he had some gross missteps that really set him back. When he was asked to name the players on the sack exchange, he could only come up with Mark Gusto something and Kyle Clifton. When asked to name 10 current Jets players, he struggled mightily. The host continues to note that Beastbreaker makes salient points in his calls. Oddly enough, Jake, to this point, still hasn't outlined which ones he considers those to be. One thing for sure is the former 2-time grand champion, former 3-time Triple Crown champion, 5-time back-to-back champion, and former single-time champion is here to stay. Ladies and gentlemen, at number 4, Beastbreaker 666.
That's shocking.
What's the chat saying about that one?
Just they're blown away. I can't believe it.
Kyle Clifton says, "Oh, this is some BS."
Yeah, they're saying rigged. They're saying rigged right now.
Take it up with the committee, man.
I know.
Take it up with the committee.
I'm bringing it up to them already.
All right. Tom Ace is in the chat. Boom's in the chat. Rich is in the chat. They got wrenches for a reason, so they could deal with it, and I don't have to hear from the masses because I'm afraid of the masses. At number 3, Charles Eugene Gorman. Charles was plagued by browser/internet issues earlier this month, but he recovered masterfully. Calling in from a local diner with his brother and close friend Nick Shine, it was discovered that he has an incredible ability to chat up with the ladies. He managed to chat up his waitress to get her name, find out that she goes both ways, and even managed to flirt with her mom at the same time. 2 of Charles' best quotes also came out in January when he said, "We live in a dog-eat-dog world, and I don't do hoes." When Jake and Nick Shine pressured Charles into doing another music video, he played hard to get. But eventually, he gave in and committed to do a love song, but it's not just for one person. It will be for the ladies in general. If that new track comes out prior to Asmaniac March Madness, many believe he will be an unstoppable force. He did break many of his fans' hearts when he flatly said he wouldn't be doing OnlyFans, but he is a man of principle and said, quote, "If you want this body, you got to earn it." Charles Gorman is the ultimate one of one. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 3 ranked Asmaniac for the month of January, Charles Eugene M. Gorman.
I think the second one, excuse me.
Charles, well done. Cincy Matt says Beastbreaker cutting down the nets in March. Could you imagine?
Should.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the final 2. Top 2.
I swear.
Asmaniacs. I'm going to skip ahead. Actually, you know what? I won't.
No,
I won't.
He's not.
At number 2, Gary. 3D Boxing. Gary has been on every Asmaniac power ranking to date, landing in the 7 to 8 range. But in January, he upped his game and cut through the rankings like a hot knife through French butter. Jake took it upon himself to learn more about Gary and his beliefs, and what was uncovered was nothing short of shocking. Not only does Gary believe the moon landing was faked, he noted that any leader of men cannot ever cry in any circumstance and that women aren't good at math, drinking, or thinking logically. He did also add that one of his most memorable quotes when he noted, quote, "For me, there's no such thing as premature. When it finishes, that's the right time." After getting hit by a car in a recent trip to New York, he managed to recover enough to give Asmaniacs an excellent tutorial on boxing and promised to show off his moonwalking moves once fully healed. If Gary can avoid the extreme hot takes, embrace the L when it comes his way, and stay away from his personal kryptonite, Beastbreaker 666, he may have a shot at landing the top spot moving forward. Well done with the landing joke there, committee. Wow, Gary at number 2. I'm going to be honest. I thought Gary was going to be number 1 this month. I really did. But that means at number 1, Cheats fan. He doesn't trust tap water. He's an incredible ally to both the Jewish and Asmaniac community, and the man has a plan for when the zombie apocalypse hits. Cheats fan rose to the top in January and now has cemented his place on the Jake Asman Show as the closer. The Sandman doesn't put Asmaniacs to sleep. Instead, he electrifies them and entertains them to no end. His month got off to a rough start when he was fired from his suicide help hotline for calling out and berating a troll, but he didn't let that get him down. His frugal nature was on full display when he called in walking to his favorite Chinese food restaurant in 5-degree weather because they had a buy one medium shrimp fried rice, get a small for free deal. Whether it's cheap steaks, food deals, or which restaurant should be boycotted, he is always in the know. Cheats fan is an incredible philanthropist and human being, always looking to help charities, and even noted he carries an EpiPen around just in case someone might need it. The fact that he postponed his back surgery to make sure he wouldn't miss a minute of Asmaniac March Madness tells you everything you need to know about his character. He is truly the hero we don't deserve. The number 1 ranked Asmaniac in the month of January is Cheats.
Well deserved.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to the committee. That's well done. Give it up to Boom. He wrote it. Tom, Rich, everyone involved. incredible. Last rankings now until we get to the tournament. Instead of releasing rankings, what we're going to do at the end of February is release the bracket, baby. That's right. The tournament is coming. Get ready. Someone's going to win. Cheats fan, number 1. Wow.
I'm genuinely excited for this tournament now. He's got to be a number 1 seed, right?
So, who would be number 1 seed? Because you have Cheats fan.
Well, he's got to be number 1.
You have Charles Gorman. You have Bobby Midnight. You have V-Man. You have...
V-Man's a 3.
You have
I'm
Gary.
sorry.
You have...
Gary's an 11 seed.
You have Beast. You have Neil. You have...
Neil's a 3 seed. That's fine. We'll take a 3.
You have Lane Train. You have David T.
Gary can be a 14, and we can have a 14-3 upset. There we go. Problem solved.
I don't know. Figuring out who the 1 seeds are going to be is really, really hard.
Oh, sure. Of course it is.
For those who want to see the full rankings in what I just read, in the Discord, I'm going to post after the show the full PDF document that Boom was nice enough to send to me. Once again, I have the rankings. I have the caller list as well. I have look at the data in front of me, Cole. Look at this.
I know, it's fantastic.
For those curious, here's the leaderboard and people that called the most a month in January. Beastbreaker led the way with 48. Kyle Clifton 32, tied with David T for 3rd. Cheats fan 28, Bobby Midnight 27, Gary 25, PBM 22, Big Fella 20, Gorman 17, V-Man 17, Hamburger 16, B-Mac and his crappy internet 14, Jason in Jerusalem 14, Philly Noodles 11, June the GM 11, Neil 10, Doug on the Couch 9, Castro 8, Kerner 8, Rob from Glenhead 8, Ricky NY 7, Billy 7, Chris G 7, Big Cho Jet 7, Barbarossa 6, Yeti 6, Jay Grace 4, Tim from Fishland 4, Stan from Westport 4. I mean, I could go on and on, but
I would say you could be here for a while.
Unreal.
Bobby Midnight only called 24 times this month. That's shocking to me.
Bobby had a lot of things going on. He was dealing with internet issues. He lost power. He didn't shower for a couple days. I'm surprised that wasn't mentioned in Bobby's ranking, Boom.
Wait, but Bobby doesn't shower most days, I thought.
He went a couple days without showering.
So he went even further than his normal 3 days without showering.
Yeah, this was the moment when Bobby revealed that he didn't shower.
Oh, boy.
When was the last time you took a shower?
I don't know. Thursday evening.
You haven't showered since Thursday? You probably reek. Oh. He stinks.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta be disgusting. Kind of gross.
Yeah.
Kind of gross.
A little bit.
All right. Last chance to get in here. Let's check in with the number 2. I thought he was going to be number 1. I really did. The number 2 ranked Asmaniac in the month of January. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Knockouts don't matter if you land enough jabs. Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. It's a blessing to even be considered. Just to be number 2 is an amazing blessing. To even be in the same conversation as the great Chiefs fan is a blessing. I take no insult at being number 2. I take great honor in being number 2 to Chiefs fan. Kind of like Kobe to Mike. Like, okay, if that's who I'm number 2 to, I can live with that.
I don't know. The competitor in you, Gary, thought that I thought I was expecting more. I thought you were going to come here being like, committee, I should have been number 1. I got hit by a car for this show, damn it.
I didn't really get hit for that. That was kind of just coincidental that I got hit. But to be in number 2, I've been in the top 10 every month. This is the first time in the top 5, and to crack the list at number 2, it's an honor to me. It's an honor to me.
So you're feeling good. Look, to be number 2 is no joke. So now, do you look at it like now going into March? You know they say you want to be playing your best ball going into the tournament. Do you feel like you're playing your best right now going into Asmaniac Madness?
I think I'm clicking. I think things are going well. I think things are starting to gel going into the last month of the regular season, and then obviously the tournament.
Gary, I have some quick questions for you just out of curiosity. Number 1, who did you have to pay to get into that number 2 ranking? Because we all know that you're like a 14 seed.
Well, obviously Boomtown.
Okay, just making sure.
Just direct payments to the man. That's all.
Yeah. Number 2. Number 2. How do you feel about the committee saying, the people in the chat saying the committee made sure it was rigged for you to be able to jump up a few spots? How do you feel about that? Those allegations against you.
Well, it's pay to play. You know, it costs money to get the number 2 seed, but I think being the number 2 seed is going to open up a lot of publicity for me, right? Where I can make money on it. So I think it makes money. It doesn't cost money being the 2 seed.
Now, out of curiosity, what do you plan on doing in the month of February to guarantee that you are a number 1 seed next month in the Asman tournament?
I'm just going to put it in God's hand. And if God wants me to pay off Boomtown or someone else, then that's what I'll do.
He admitted it. He admitted it, ladies and gentlemen. He's paying off Boomtown. He's doing it.
Boomtown's boat is totally for sale. No, I'm kidding, Boomtown. Boomtown is a man of integrity. He would not take any payment from me or anybody.
The entire committee
It's
has
a
been
joke.
vetted. All right, they all are. They are all of the highest of character and integrity, and quite frankly, I don't appreciate Cole bringing up any rigging allegations. This is not the Kansas City Chiefs, okay?
Listen, I understand, but it's Gary we're talking about here. I'll save Gary the trouble real fast. Gary, who do you want the Jets to draft at quarterback in this year?
I don't want anyone in the first round.
No. I didn't say first round. I just said quarterback.
I would be on board with Jackson Dart in the second round. I would be. Not in the first. I would be on board in the second round. I don't want Quinn. I don't want Jalen Milroe. I don't want anyone like that. I would be on board with Jackson Dart in the second round. That's really the only guy I would really say.
Okay.
Let's take him in the first 2 days.
This will change my allegation terms against you and the committee if you answer this correctly. Kyle McCord, round 4.
Yeah, I would take Kyle McCord over a lot of guys. I'm fine. If you're talking about taking a day 3 quarterback, assuming that Jackson Dart's well gone by then, yeah, I would look at Kyle McCord.
Okay. I apologize for all the allegations against you, Gary. You are a gentleman, a scholar, and you are a ball knower. So congratulations on
all right.
My apologies for that.
Gary, good luck this month, man. It's a big month for you. All right. It's a positioning month. I think you're a top 3 seed. I'd be surprised if you're not a top 3 seed.
So Jake, real quick, the original Pierre Masperos, you got to go there, and then I'm not sure where you are. But I'm guessing you're staying near the Superdome, or no?
I'm about 15 minutes from the Superdome.
Okay, there's
give us a good restaurant to go to tonight.
I would go to the original Pierre Masperos. I would go there, but if you want more comfort food, there's
Pierre
a place
Steakhouse? What is Pierre?
No, it's Cajun.
Pierre Masperos.
Maspero. If you're gonna, the best poor boys is called Adam Street Grocery, but that's over by Tulane. That's a couple miles from me. I don't know if you feel like driving.
Oh, we're 9 minutes from this place. All right. Noted.
The fried gator. Get the fried gator.
The fried gator McCluskey?
Yeah. They say as a tourist, I'm not from there. Maybe your co-host can help a little bit. But
yeah.
French Toast and Daisy Duke, I think they're really good. But if you ask the locals, they'll say there's better places and those are tourist trap. But French Toast is the name of one place and Daisy Dukes is the other. I think they're really good. And then Olds with an E, OLDE, Nola Cookery. Old Nola Cookery. Fantastic comfort food.
I've heard that one. Gary, let me ask you. I got an update 2-1-2 for you. Mr. B's Bistro. What do you think about that one?
I've never been to Mr. B's Bistro.
Okay.
I'm in New Orleans maybe once a year. It's my favorite place along with New York to eat, but I've never been there. I've heard good things, though.
I've gotten a ton of recs from people. Kyle Clifton sent me a bunch of restaurants. St. Nick in the Discord sent me some stuff. So we got a bunch of options here. I've seen the chat has got a bunch of New Orleans recs.
What about NOLA and New York are the only cities in the U.S. I would travel to go to for their food.
What about Lafitte's? How do you feel about that?
I've never been to Lafitte's either. No.
Okay. Those are the 2 I was recommended. I had to take Jake too from family members.
Hey, 14 likes away from 400, according to Rich. Hit the like button if you're tuned in live right now. Also, last chance to get some raffle entries here. Your super chats go towards whatever restaurant Gary recommended we go to tonight.
Have you been down here before, Cole? You've been in New Orleans before, right?
Of course I have. I used to come down here once a year.
I figured.
Yeah. Oh, no, I make the trip down here as much as possible. My wife was just down here for Taylor Swift back in October.
Fantastic. It's a great city. I love New Orleans. Yeah.
Oh, trust me. He's never experienced Bourbon Street. He's never experienced me on Bourbon Street. It's going to be a shit show. That's for damn sure.
Gonna have some fun tonight. Too bad you had to spend the $1,100 on the Wi-Fi. Jake.
I know,
exactly.
How insane is that, right? I just got a text from a friend of mine who's in the business. He's like, "Wait, everyone pays $1,100?" I go, not always. If you're a streamer, you could usually use the NFL's Wi-Fi, but it's better this year than it's been. It's terrible, so I had no choice.
That's wild.
I know. Hey, look, it's worth it. We'll have some good interviews this week, Gary. I look forward to your thoughts.
All right, Jake, Cole, it's an honor, privilege, and to the committee, thank you for considering me. I do appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the number 2 ranked as maniac in the month of January, Gary, 3D boxing, but in 3D.
Did somebody say Brock Bowers?
Now, his internet was bad before, but he's on the power rankings. He made the list for the first time in the history of this show. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now to react to being ranked number 4 in the committee's rankings for the month of January is none other than the Beast.
Yes.
Beast Breaker 666. He's the man who would kick your ass, and then he'd gobble-goo.
Beast number 4, pretty good. How you feeling?
Well, a little okay about it, but I still have to get my daughter back up. It's gonna take a long time to get it back, but I'll find a way. And it hurts. It really hurts. I mean, I tried to do the best I can, but it's a long time. She's done things like this to me before, but I'll be okay. I've learned. But as a New York Jet and 27-year experience, I've learned that sometimes we all get kicked in the ass for it, but I'll be okay. I've learned lessons in life. But that's okay.
Beast, it's tough to hear you with the internet being a little choppy here. But
I'm trying to calm down. It's just I can't do
no,
it
you're
no more.
very calm. I want you to know that you coming in at number 4 with only 1 month of being a caller, it's pretty strong. I'm curious to see where you're going to be seated in the tournament next month. Have you given that any thought?
Well, I want to take it one step at a time. Baby steps first. Remember, we start down here, and then you go from here to here, and then up to here. Take time. Remember, common sense equals this right here. You know what this means, right? Money. You gotta make money. You just can't do it sitting. You gotta get off your ass and do it.
Beast, what if I told you that? Beast, what if I told you that I have money on you to win the entire tournament?
Oh, now you're talking some language. I like that.
That's what I'm talking about, Beast.
If I was Andrew Galota, Oscar De La Hoya, Mike Tyson, or even Evander Holyfield, let's hear the word. All right, you two. Now let's get in the ring now. Now remember. Oh. Ding, 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 ding.
Peacemaker. Number 4 in the month of January.
Beast Breaker.
Man, get ready. Big fella says, Beast, keep your head up. Things will get better. Amen, Beast. Amen. Restart your comp before your next call, Beast. We're having a tough time hearing you today.
I enjoy Beast. He gives the best content.
Look, he's polarizing, Cole.
I know.
If I run a poll, it's typically 50-50 if you're pro or against Beast.
I mean, is it really 50-50 all the time with him?
Yeah, it's very close to 50-50 most times I've done it.
Oh, boy. I still think that he should be the number 1 seed. Even if he finishes in the bottom 10 this month.
Well, there's 4 1 seeds. So
right.
Who's your top 4?
Well, number 1 absolutely is going to be Beastbreaker 666.
Wow, you're sold on Beastbreaker.
I'm sold on Beastbreaker.
His first call was at the end of December. The tournament is based on the calendar year, and you're that strong.
He has been the hottest candidate so far. V-Man is a very special place in my heart. I think that I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's like that old reliable that you can trust that comes on through in a clutch. I'm going to go give him the number 1 seed.
So Beastbreaker 1.
Beastbreaker 1. I'll go V-Man 1.
V-Man 1.
I'll go Chiefs fan.
Chiefs fan a 1.
I just think that Chiefs fan right now is carrying this team. He is carrying the load for his roster. He has been phenomenal all year. I love what he's doing right now. I think we're gonna have a surprise. I'm gonna knock Gary down a couple notches. I am. I have something against
Gary wouldn't be a 1, I don't think. Now I'm not for the record, I'm not on the committee. I accused what's the word? I recuse myself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't excuse myself. I recuse myself from the committee. I'm overseeing it, but I'm not giving I don't want my opinions to carry any weight. I'm just speculating as a fan here. I want the committee to decide it all.
I will go at number 4, Charles Gorman. I think that Gorman belongs in the conversation.
I think Gorman, might be the number 1 overall seed.
You think he will end up being the number 1 overall seed?
Cole, he is electric, and it doesn't matter when you put him on, what the topic is. Charles Gorman, I think, pound for pound, provides more laughter than any caller. More times.
Really? Okay. Well, I think Gorman, without a question, is a lock in the number 1 seed. Maybe not the number 1 overall seed, but he's one of the top 4, hands down.
Look, Gorman's got to be a 1, Cole. I mean, look. Any guy that could come on the air and confidently do this without any shame is a number 1 seed.
I think the second one. Excuse me.
That was the second time he did that. Here was the first time.
Excuse me.
Okay, that's number 1 overall seed material.
And how about this?
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I burped.
How about the fact he announces he burped as if we didn't know what that was?
That is number 1 overall seed.
Also, it's based on the last calendar year, right? So I take you back to a moment this summer when, Charles Gorman, he put on quite the display from Burger King.
Who was that lovely lady?
That was Carly.
Anyway.
Yep. Charles, I think we talked about you calling in and chewing on the air again. You couldn't wait till after your call to eat. You talk to me and then you eat.
Anyway,
this is a great angle for you, Charles. Even better angle. Where are you calling us from?
Burger King in Hope Lawn.
What did you get?
A BK Raw Crispy Sandwich with Swiss cheese on it. No tomato. About to finish up my fries. I'm about to have a slice of birthday cake.
Very nice. Charles, I think you should give all your takes from this angle moving forward.
It's the best. Gorman, I think Charles is the 1 seed. I do.
Charles is the number 1 overall seed.
I do. If I was filling out my bracket, and once again, I'm not on the committee, people.
Right.
So take your complaints up with people in the chat that have wrenches, because my opinion means Jack Bleep. Gorman, Bobby.
Yep. Really, Bobby a 1 seed.
Bobby's. I can't judge. Here's what I know as someone who goes out in public.
Okay.
I get asked more about Bobby still than most of the Asmaniacs on a month-to-month basis. And
Really?
Bobby still remains number 1.
See, I would put Bobby as a 3 seed and let him go on a run to prove his worth. That way he ends up making it to the final. Because we always see a 3 seed make it there. A 3 seed makes it to the Final Four every single year. And a 1 seed gets eliminated.
I still get asked all the time about Bobby. I'd probably put I would go Gorman, Bobby. I'm putting Chiefs fan in as a 1.
Yeah. Chiefs fan's a 1.
And then it's tough. I think I'd go Lane Train for my 4th number 1 seed.
Really? So you wouldn't have Gary as a 1 seed either.
Gary wouldn't be a 1. Gary feels like a 3 or a 4 to me. I don't know.
See,
Gary feels like around the Neil line. Like Neil, I think Neil's
a 3. Neil's a 3. He's a surefire 3. You can trust him to get through the first round. He probably will make it to the Sweet 16. What happens when you get to the Sweet 16 is where I'm going to have a question for Neil.
Look, it's gonna be a hell of a tournament.
I'm telling you, if Bobby ends up being a 3 seed, he is going to take it all the way. As a 1 seed, I'm gonna have my questions because he's gonna meet up with another 2 seed or a 3 seed eventually. And what happens if he gets knocked out of Peg? I can trust it with Gorman. Gorman's going to the finals. That's a lock. I'll throw money down right now.
Boomtown says, when you think about your ranks, remember we're taking into account everything over the course of a year.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean it's over the last calendar year, which I think matters a lot when you talk about the evaluation process here. Let's see. M. Morris giving his top 4. Lane, Beast, V-Man, Gore. A lot of people have Beast as a 1, which is amazing because there's people that hate Beast.
Okay, so
wouldn't even want him in the tournament.
So Beast is Duke. They're literally it's Duke. You either love him or you hate him.
Beast is Duke. Yes.
Beast is Duke. There we go. Problem solved.
Beast is Duke. Rick says, don't underestimate Bobby Midnight. I'm telling you, man, Bobby's presence is still felt when I go out in public. I talked to a guy today that was a fan of the show, and that Radio Row was like, where's Bobby Midnight with you? I'm like, no, he's not. He's too smelly. They wouldn't let him in here.
They wouldn't let him in here.
Jersey Jet says all the committee members probably enjoy the exact same kind of humor. They actually don't. That's why I have diversity on the committee. We have Boom, we got Rich, we got Tom, we got Gator. We have Nick Shines involved now. So everyone's got different types of humor on there.
Who do you think is going to be the most underrated person in the tournament right now? Who did you see going on an epic run?
Mikey Midnight.
I've heard about this guy. I have yet to see him yet, so I'm very excited to see what he provides.
Yeah, he doesn't call often, but he started to call a lot more recently, and it's electric. He just figured out how to do it. He can only call in from his kitchen. The Wi-Fi only works from his kitchen.
All right, I actually like this take. I think it's from John. Beast is Gonzaga. They're hot. They get hot down the stretch. They're the last team you want to play. Beast right now is hot.
Sarah says, now, Jakey boy, don't be mean. Sarah, you and I both know Bobby Midnight doesn't shower. I was being honest. Let's see. M. Morris says, it will be hard to beat Mikey.
From what I'm hearing, it seems like that Mikey is a favorite to go on a dark horse run.
100%. Let's see. New Q, Peter Castro taking out some big names. Okay, that is a great answer. Peter Castro is going to, without question, do damage in March. I completely agree with that sentiment. Completely agree.
Mikey is Valparaiso. I like that take. I like that one.
All right, last chance to get in here. We'll do. We're almost 2 hours in. What time is it? Only 6:10.
6:10.
My computer's saying 7 because I still have it in Eastern. Let's see. If you want in, last chance to do so. Talking with Cole. He'll be with us throughout the week, helping us out. We got some big guests set to join us. It's Radio Row. It's what we do, man. Radio Row live in New Orleans all week long. Cole and I will get some dinner after this. And who knows? It's going to be a wild night.
What are you drinking, by the way?
Well, right now, water.
No, I know. What are you?
I'm out.
I said, what are we drinking tonight?
I need to try this hurricane thing. People sent me
You've never
super
tried the
chats
hurricane?
No. I've never been to New Orleans. My first time.
Well, okay. No, we got Pat O'Brien's, or do they say to go somewhere else?
I think people in the chat were saying Pat O'Brien.
Okay, we'll do Pat O'Brien's.
Are we near Pat O'Brien's? Where are we looking?
No, Pat O'Brien's off of Bourbon Street.
How far are we from Bourbon Street?
I'll look it up real fast because I have no idea.
I don't even know.
You guys want to see the calm before the storm one more time before we get out of here?
Here's Radio Row in a nutshell. It's calm, but there's a storm coming. And no, it's not Beastbreaker. It's a different kind of storm. It's all happening here. Shout out to the 2,000 of you who are watching right now across platforms according to StreamYard.
Hit the like button if you're on YouTube.
They saw me and they love me.
It's going to be loud tomorrow. Cole, I got a big XLR mic for you. You're going to go right here against the wall. You're going to stick the mic out.
So excited.
I wish I could.
If this wasn't connected, I'd give you know what? Here's everyone follow me on Instagram at Jake Asman. I'll post I'll do like a walk-in talk video this week so you can see the whole setup. Give people an idea of what we're looking at here.
We are an 11-minute walk, 1.2 miles.
From Bourbon Street?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah.
We're 15 minutes from O'Brien's.
Yeah, 15.
That's where we should go.
Well, we'll go for a drink. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I need a drink. I've worked hard today.
I know you have.
Hey, I'm going to be here at 2 o'clock and help you set up.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry that unfortunately Nick Cayley decided to go get hired when I thought he was going to get hired on Friday.
It's fine. I had to go on Ithaca College Radio at 2.
Exactly.
Give him a great interview.
Are they all trying to be the next Jake Asman?
I said be better.
Oh, God.
You don't want to be me.
Oh, God, no.
Be better.
Oh, God, don't use that crap excuse.
Tom wants to know where is the convention center. What the name of the convention center is the Ernest R. Brown or no? It's something.
It's Ernest N. Memorial Convention Center. It is right next to the Superdome and the Smoothie Center where the Pelicans play. So
Yeah.
I saw it on my Uber in.
Smoothie King Arena, whatever the hell it's called.
Gator says you're as useless as a bag of hammers.
Yeah, well, Gator's also a bitch.
420 watching. Nice. That's right. 421 now. Sorry to ruin the fun for you, Johnny.
Gator, I didn't mean to call you that because I'm scared of you. Like I'm actually scared of alligators that are going to eat me alive later.
Just announced, we did the rankings earlier. Could someone, after the show ends, timestamp when the rankings are? But I'm going to show everyone the new Patreon graphic, which we update once a month. By the way, we will update the list of names for Patreon. I'm going to send Gator the Patreon names. So that will be coming for those of you who are Patreon members. Thank you again for your continuous support of the show. Patreon rankings, or the Patreon graphic now reflects this month's rankings. Cheats Fan was 1, Gary 2, Gorman 3, Beastbreaker 4, V-Man 5, Lane Train 6. Incredible. Everyone say hi to Jack Settleman, a great man. I once saved his wife from drowning at Camp Canadensis. It was a wild experience, but it happened. What's up, man?
We don't appreciate that.
How are you? Yeah, definitely. Snapback Sports, people. Jack does a great job. All right. Any comments here, or we're gonna wrap up the show?
Anything else?
Someone wrote Cortland better. Matthew, come on now.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Can you put it in the shadow realm?
No.
Why?
Because we don't send them to the shadow realm for that. We send them to the hole.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the Sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
Clancy says Cole wants the left side of the bed tonight. Guess what? I got my own place. I ain't sharing any bed with anybody.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to have the left side of the bed with Bobby.
You'll be, Cole's sleeping with Bobby Midnight.
Yeah, no. Yep, not that. God dang it. Yes, I am. Oh, not that, Bobby.
What a take from Snowball here, Jets Worldwide. David T is my number one. Nice guys finish first. Look, David T, you could make a case, could be anywhere from a top 2 seed in the tournament. He could definitely be a 2 seed.
Could you see him dropping to like an 8 seed?
No.
Okay.
No way. I mean, I don't make the rankings, but I'd be shocked.
Ooh, can I answer this real fast? From Tyler Raines.
Cole, where do you see Mike Green going?
Top 15 pick. Dude is awesome. Dude is so much fun to watch play. Like, if I could get him in an Atlanta Falcons uniform, take him tomorrow. Honestly, he may end up being the number 2 pass rusher behind Abdul Carter, who, by the way, is going to be number 1 on my big board. He's going to be number 1 throughout the entire year. Absolutely just a stud. That is like, okay, you know how they're talking about like Travis Hunter being like the generational talent? Yeah, no, not even remotely close. He's not a top 5 cornerback in the NFL. He's not a top 20 receiver in the NFL. Abdul Carter can be a Pro Bowler year 1, can be a 3-time, 4-time defensive player of the year. Mike Green is right behind him in the rankings.
Sarah wants to know, how does one make the list? You got to call into the show, Sarah, and I have the data in front of me that tells me that you only called in January. Hold on.
Oh, what?
I was under the Rumble list. Hold on. Let's see. Caller list. Sarah, you called in January according to my data here. You called only twice. So unless you just have 2 unbelievably memorable calls, tough to be a top 10 Asmaniac in a month if you're only calling in 2 total times. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan being a douche.
I say, where is
Death,
he?
taxes, and Alan. David T equals Yawn Fest. Well, Alan,
please do it.
With the power vested in me, we say farewell. Enjoy the Shadow Realm.
I'm glad to be in Asman Shadow Realm.
Into the Shadow Realm you go.
Aaron Rodgers is a glutton for fame. I don't think he loves his teammates. I think he loves attention.
GFY. First word is go, and the last word is yourself.
Boom.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was going to end the show, but calling in for the first time in the month of February, trying to make sure that she gets into the tournament and maybe could go on a run. Live from all the way in
everybody.
Sarah,
How
are
are
you?
we? Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm in New Orleans. We're here at Radio Row, and it's very exciting.
I was wondering where you were. It's a new little setup going on.
Super Bowl week here in the United States, Sarah. Everyone's gathering here to talk about the Eagles and the Chiefs all week and whatever else is happening in football.
I did not
And
know.
who are you both going for the Super Bowl?
I'm probably going to bet the Chiefs, so by default, I will have to root for them to win money. But I really don't like either team, to be honest.
Eagles all the way. Eagles immediately. Just because Jake is picking the Chiefs and I want to pick against him, so that way I can win the steak dinner for the end of it all.
Yeah, it's going to come down to that
It
game.
literally is going to come down to that game.
Yep.
As of right now. By the way,
you have a bet going on? Is that right?
Yeah. Cole and I do a football show every Friday on the channel, Sarah, the Jake Asman
Oh,
football
whoops.
show. And you obviously are very busy. You don't have time to watch, but we make picks every week, and we're pretty much tied. And it will come down to the Super Bowl who wins the contest for the season long.
By the way, I did not know Sarah was from Australia.
Sarah,
How did you not know this?
I did. I just didn't. I did not know that she was from Australia.
Can't tell my accent.
I mean, I could tell now, especially. You can absolutely tell that one. But no, Jake, she is at least in the play-in tournament. Regardless, she is in the play-in.
Look, I think Sarah's...
She's international. That automatically qualifies.
I get it. When we have other international callers, her boss Craig is going to be in the tournament too. Craig's going to be a very high seed.
Okay, well she can be an 11 seed in the play-in and then find her way to go on an epic run and be the Cinderella story.
Sarah might not even need to go to Dayton to start it off. She just might be in. She might be in the initial 64.
I appreciate that. I think that's fair.
I can see it. So I'm on the committee, Sarah. So you got to campaign to Tom, to Boom, to Gator, to Rich, to Nick Shine, who you know well. So those are the people that are overseeing all this.
Tom's impressed right now, Sarah. I'm just giving you a heads up in the chat. So you're doing your part to make sure that you're making a tournament run.
Okay. Well, I sang Bobby's intro song. That's good enough to get in there as well, isn't it?
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's a different show. It doesn't
Shut
count for
up.
this. I just got to be real with you, Sarah. You know how I feel about you. I'm a huge fan, but while your voice is incredible, these songs were occurring on a different channel, not this one.
Oh, just to be in my presence is good enough. Yeah. I mean, my coworker Luke with
his wife.
It's a great performance.
I haven't heard that one for a while.
Oh, do we have this one?
She's from Australia, the golden blonde beauty. Can't live without her, that girl makes me freaky. Sarah the angel is everyone's sweetie. If she dumps her husband, I'll be her next beefy. Sarah.
Those are the only two I have.
It's a beautiful song.
Are there more? Am I
A little slide at the end is the thing that I love the most.
It's a beautiful
Yes.
it's a beautiful rendition by Bobby.
Isn't it just?
Is there another one? Am I missing one, or those are the only two?
No, I think they're the only two.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Sarah. I call in a lot this month in February and give people a little recency bias when they're casting their vote in March.
All right. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make the top 10.
Snake just wrote in, Sarah got my vote.
Exactly.
Thank you.
See,
and
Sarah's
Hawk will be here soon.
That's
we'll
right.
Call him together.
Wait, Hawk should
Give us
call
one of
him?
these, Sarah. Give us a hawk. Come on.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, there it is.
That looks
All right.
like it.
We're
the fucking chicken?
Yeah. I love it. All right.
Anyway.
Well, Sarah, keep up the great work. I'm glad you called in. You're getting February. You're already on pace to completely shatter.
I'm on
two
one.
calls in January.
How many? What's the minimum amount of calls that one has to make make the top 10?
There is not a minimum. There's
Just memorable.
It's just memorable. But typically, the more you call, the more memorable you might be for the committee to have options to choose from.
Oh, surely I'm already memorable. I mean, come on.
Sarah, just because you're a woman does not mean you're automatically memorable.
Okay, fine.
But this call was memorable, so you're off to a good start.
Cool. All right, we can. I got this. I
Ladies
got
and
this,
gentlemen,
guys.
Sarah down in Australia. Give it up for Sarah.
Good job, Sarah. Thank you to our friend Connor for telling us that. Cooper Kupp, I was informed that the team will be seeking a trade immediately and will be working with me and my family to find the right place to continue competing for championships. I don't agree with the decision. I believed I was going to begin and end in LA. So not the best way for, not the most heartfelt ending for a guy that really was the big factor for this team for a while.
I mean, the problem is they're going to have to pay Puka.
Yeah,
and Kupp is not worth what they're going to have to pay to keep him.
No, of course not. Where do you want to see him go? Because everyone's going to say Houston now.
Well, Houston definitely needs a receiver.
Yeah, but are you
Diggs
going
is gone.
Are you going to do the same thing you did last year with Diggs, where you trade away your first-round pick to get a second-round pick in 2026?
I wouldn't trade away. What's Cooper Kupp worth? What's his contract right now?
2 more years.
I mean, I probably would give a second for Cooper Kupp.
No, but would you give a second and a future second?
No.
That's what they did last year for Diggs, and then they voided the last 3 years of his deal, which was really dumb.
I would not. I'm going to have to look more into it. We'll talk about that tomorrow, I'm sure. All right. We'll end the show. Let Sarah be the closer. She brought it. Ladies and gentlemen, reminder that we're live from Radio Row all week long. And if you want behind-the-scenes coverage, follow me at Jake Asman on Instagram, because I can only show you so much from this camera angle here. My camera is on a tripod, so I am limited. That said, if you follow me at Jake Asman, if 7 of you follow me right now, it will be at 6,000. So follow me and help me get there, because we're close. That's a great number to hit. All right. Again, thank you all. Tomorrow, we kick it off with some awesome guests joining us.
What time's the first one?
12:30.
Nice.
But the audience, that probably won't be live. But if you missed it earlier, Thomas Dimitrov, who was the first person to interview for the Jets GM job, he's joining us tomorrow among some of the other guests as well. So get ready. It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Thanks to Cole for sitting in here, chopping it up with us here on day one. We're back tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Appreciate everyone who gifted a membership and sent in a super chat. Great start to the week. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all, folks. Have a good night. Go Jets. Maybe one day the Jets will be here. Now, wouldn't that be something, huh? Yeah. Farewell.
J-E-T-S, Jets! You're a degenerate gambler, and you're in your mid-50s. Who bets on the Jets? Have you not learned anything about betting? The Jets are going to come back! No, they're not! They're never going to come back! They're never going to come back!
Hey, Bills Mafia! You're in the wrong stadium, you friggin' a-hole!
You guys football fans? I think the Pats could take the conference this year. I mean, the Dolphins are overrated and the Jets are choke artists.
I wouldn't say that, Mr. Deeds.
Why is that, though?
You own the Jets, Deeds.
I do? Whoa. That sucks.
You think that scares me? I'm not scared of you, you pansy!
Yeah, I'll put my own fist through your face, you friggin' a-hole!
Hey, keep moving, you hump!
Who do you want to win? The goddamn Jets.
The Jets are going to come back! No, they're not! They're never going to come back! They're never going to come back!